Well, all right, guys, welcome back to the Slightly Incomplete podcast. The podcast where nothing happens, right? Hope everyone's been well. How you been this week, Luke?
Yeah, I've been okay. Just got back from football.
Fair. And this week, just shortly after the other Yorkshireman, we've got the other one on the other side of town. How you doing,
After the other Yorkshireman, we've got the other one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the other one.
There's
Is that all I am?
Two others. Both of them are others.
Wow.
There's only two
what
of them.
An introduction.
100%.
Is that all I am? The other
Legendary.
Yeah, man. You're
But
the one
also
we
the
couldn't
other
have
one's
first.
the other one. Like they're both others.
they're
That's what we
both
found
different
out
ones.
here.
Yeah, man.
Cheers. But no, all good actually. It's been a good day actually. Went out in town, get a fresh haircut, I guess, and grab some food and that sort of mate, and popped on the stream tonight.
Where was that food you got it from, by the way? I saw that and I thought that looks fucking
Yeah, it was
nice.
this cool Vietnamese place I went to today called Rolls in my town.
So you had Vietnamese and you had boba tea.
Yeah. I think it was like yeah.
If I could fist bump you right now, I would. Oh, that sounds like such a nice thing to eat.
It was good.
Oh,
actually.
I want
the roasted
boba
duck.
tea.
The roasted duck and the egg fried noodles meal. It was really good. Actually, I'll be going back again.
How much all that together?
It was actually only like 11 or 12 quid.
Fuck, and then
No,
you
honestly.
actually know boba's like £4, to be fair.
Yeah, but that was about 4 quid. Yeah.
That's fair, actually. That makes a lot more sense, to be fair. It's not too bad then, at least. It was work all right today, at least, or was you just go in town?
I went out work today. I was it was my
It's a day off.
That's why I went into town and that for a bit. But that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, fair dues. Well, did you have a good Christmas and New Year?
Yeah, you know what? Well, I took a 2-week break from actually streaming. Actually, a little over 2 weeks.
It's about 3, I'd say.
To be fair. I think it was about 3, to be honest. It felt like it anyway. And but it was nice, just spending time with family and just literally being with family really for the full time. And the Christmas, great. It always is, to be fair, in my house. And New Year's, I was just with my family again, to be honest. It was just very family oriented, the holidays really. But it was good, to be honest. And like I say, I feel refreshed now with the new year, getting back into things.
To be fair, it was quite funny watching your audience scramble in the comments every time in their in the actual Discord server, being like, "Is he back yet? We don't know. Is he back yet? We don't know. Is he back yet?" And I was thinking, probably not gonna be back till New Year.
It wasn't intentional to break. That's why it wasn't intentional.
To be fair, with those kind of things, I think no one can really question it. To be fair, it's Christmas and New Year's, ain't it? It's like you have that weird period between Christmas and New Year's. You're gonna stop on New Year's Day /Eve / the day after New Year's, because if you go drinking, it lasts near 3 days. It's one of those.
Plus the new job, so obviously getting
that's what I was meaning.
working in retail.
As soon as I clicked, you hadn't been streaming. I was like, yeah, he's not coming back till New Year, I reckon.
Yeah.
And I think I heard off you both Christmas Day and New Year's Day, because obviously I DM'd the group chat.
Yeah.
And I heard it then. I was like, yeah, fair. He's definitely not going to come back for a while. And it made sense, to be fair. If you took a random break in like the middle of September and didn't say anything, then I think it'd be more worrying. But it is what it is. Breaks are ridiculously important.
Yeah, I ended up loving it. And I rarely take breaks, even though I do everything part time anyway. I don't do like these sort of breaks, like just big breaks and just like reset. But honestly, it did wonders.
You know what the thing is? Some people take 3 weeks breaks. Some people take a month. Some people take just over half a year. It kind of varies.
I know what you're referencing.
Oh mate, I've done it.
I'm waiting for the punchline at this point.
I know that was the punchline. I can't remember exactly how long it was for you, but I remember half a year.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
It was technically 8 months, maybe 9. But that's just being semantics.
I mean, you made a whole short about it. You should be able to keep track.
It was a good short as well. Mate, all the good moments in our shorts at the moment tend to be centered around you disagreeing with me, you doing something, or your content plans. Always tends to be it. Like the ones on Friday, or whenever the certain ones come out, there's I'd say there's about 3 shorts that are going to come out that people are going to like quite a lot.
Yeah, there's definitely a rant. There is definitely a rant coming out.
Oh yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. Absolutely brilliant. I won't mention the promo again because it's kind of pointless because Lynn doesn't know about it, so it makes no sense. But actually, since I'm dancing around that topic, did you think Spider-Man 2 deserved Game of the Year? I won't go in the game awards. I'm just simply asking that door.
It was. I'm trying to think. It was the best game I played that year. Actually.
Yeah.
It was on par with a few other games I played that year. I didn't play Baldur's Gate. I didn't play Zelda. So the obvious picks. I didn't play like Alan Wake. the best games I played last year was Spider-Man, Jedi Survivor. Jedi Survivor. Yeah, Jedi Survivor.
There's Fallen Order
and Diablo. That were the three best games I played.
But weren't they mainly the only 3 you actually played though, along with FIFA?
If we're talking about new games, I think so. Yeah, I think
This is where like the Spider-Man 2 fan debate falls through the roof for me. It's why I never found it took it seriously. Everyone kicked off so much, like they didn't win anything. There's anything I think they would have.
It's understandable though. Gotta think it's understandable.
No, I'm sorry. Like the game was brilliant, good story. It wasn't better than the first one, but
yeah, I agree.
It wasn't revolutionary in gameplay. Nothing was different. It was the same as the previous game, but they built on it. So it was a mass improvement on the first game. Story was about the same, a little bit worse, I'd say, but that's because it's first
I prefer the story in the first game.
So seeing everyone kick off, it's like I don't understand it because they'll play just Spider-Man 2 because they know Spider-Man games, and they'll be like, "Oh, best game I've played this year." Yeah, you've played. Doesn't mean it's the best game of the year. That's where people get fallen into the game of the year.
It's always going to make the most noise, their fans anyway, because it's Spider-Man. Marvel.
People who actually played Elden Ring when Elden Ring came out, they all said game of the year, no debate. Everyone who didn't play it was like, it's just a shit start to the Souls game. Now people are playing it, and everyone's like, oh no, maybe it did make sense. And it's like,
obviously God of War came out as well that year,
but it was better than God of War. It just was.
It's difficult. It's difficult to compare, but because they were in their own little niches, you know.
Elden Ring was the first of its kind, and I don't mean like game breaking. Wait, in terms of game break, it wasn't an ongoing series. Is what I'm meaning. Like God of War had previous iterations. You know, the only thing Elden Ring had to compare to its last thing was a Souls game from the same developer. So this is the same developer, but it's the first game in its franchise, if you know what I mean. It's not like the most original game on the planet, but it's their first one.
To be fair,
compared to the others.
It does make me think that how do they get game of the year? Is it a vote by everyone? Like, is it even a vote?
So game of the year is I can't remember. I think it's a percentage. I think it's split down the middle somewhere. But I think it's like a certain percentage is critics and a certain percent is the audience vote. I think. But it depends.
But that makes me think though. What do you need to win game of the year? That's what I think. Like, because even all these games, like even though we're saying, but that he should have easily deserved it, they're all so different. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't compare Spider-Man to Baldur's Gate 3.
But that's the thing. You have to compare somehow. So it's going to be storytelling probably. If everyone can play it rather than a specific niche. And yet Baldur's Gate won that, which shows how good Baldur's Gate was when not a lot of people played drop-down or D&D games. Like if you deep that, like there was people who were playing Baldur's Gate. It was due to probably
the amount of the different level detail. I mean, the detail.
They said, I was listening to one of the voice actors talk about it. They said something like they recorded so many different endings and so many different ways that the game can happen that they've spent hundreds of thousands of hours over the last 4 to 6 years, I think, making that game. So the same voice actors have done so many different things for their own character, and none of it's hardly been used because they're different endings that haven't been explored yet. Like outside the tutorial, the game doesn't point you in one direction. You pick up the characters who are nearby, and then you just go somewhere and you just play the game. And everywhere you go has a different linear story point that can start, and it's always different everywhere you go.
No, of course. So which I get. Like, say, I have no complaints with Baldur's Gate. Even though I've never played it, I've only watched you play it a bit. I do get it, but it just makes me think, how do they do it? Is it like movies? You know how they work out an Oscar? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just interesting to me how
I think it's like, I think it's got to appeal to everyone somehow. Everyone's got to be able to play it. It can't rule out an audience.
But that can't be the case because I swear both Last of Us games, which were just PS exclusives, both won Game of the Year.
And yet they were,
and God of War 2018
and yet
as
they
well.
were heavily selling on their own platforms.
Yeah, no, that's. But
so if it outsells the competition, whether it's exclusive or not, shows that it's good enough to be like. Then again, Last of Us, obviously it came years later, but it has PC ports as well now. A lot of these games that are exclusives on Xbox are also on PlayStation, are also on PC. Like, they tend to release them everywhere. PlayStation exclusives don't really release outside of PC and PlayStation because they port so badly. I've never known Sony be so shit at porting a game to PC.
Yeah.
Like Last of Us Part 1 is unfucking playable.
Yeah.
I bought it when it came out, and I was like, oh, I'm over the moon for this. Like, Part 2...
the Horizon Zero Dawn's good on it.
And it got ported badly as well.
Did it? Was that
Every PlayStation game's been ported badly.
Yikes.
I don't know why.
PC taking L's, that's crazy. And PlayStation.
No, it'd be PlayStation taking L's because it's just their platform. It's how it's received. If they can actually play it, then it's a different conversation, but sometimes you can't. Like, I remember when I first played The Last of Us Part 1 Remastered, it can't get past the loading menu because it lags so much. And I've got a chunky computer that can handle this shit. It's mad. Although, actually, the completely randomly left wing, I watched a TikTok earlier, right? That I really want to find out what it's from. I know it's from Final Fantasy, so I was waiting for Luke. There's a boss battle I've seen that I didn't know Final Fantasy gameplay was like this, and I actually really want to play Final Fantasy now because it's one clip. I don't know where it's from. I can't explain the context properly, but it's like it's a boss fight with really good graphics at the end of the game, I think, with like a guy who shapeshifts from like a giant looking dragon thing into a normal guy, and it's like really fucking intense. Like, it looks immense. Couldn't tell you where.
I mean, I've only played remakes, so I can't really. I assume it's from something like.
Was it one of the new ones? I'm guessing.
It was not.
I'm assuming
it looked really good. Like, graphically, it looked immense.
It could have been. I don't know. It could have been.
That's what I mean. Like, I think I need to find. I need to find out.
No, it's not remake of 7. I doubt it's remake of 7 because I'd remember it.
I need to find out which.
What was the one that came out? What was the one that came out?
I think it's 16.
Oh yeah,
last year. 16 that came out last year, summer.
I bet that was meant to be really good. That was in. I swear that was.
I'm annoyed that I've not played it yet. I said I'd get it at some point, and then, well, I fell off the face of the earth. Lost a bit of interest in games for a bit, and we find ourselves here in January. So I do want to touch quickly though on. I don't think we ever actually introduced you. We just said other guy from Yorkshire and just went.
Thank you, Luke.
Thank you. Would you please, Lind, introduce yourself to the viewers? About 10 minutes in now, if not more. But would you please introduce yourself? Tell us about yourself.
There's the thing that went wrong.
Where we can find you.
Right. Hello, guys. I am Lyndon, or you can call me Lyndifyde. I'm from Hull. Big up Hull. Big up East Yorkshire. Come on now. And I stream on Twitch, and I don't do videos because I'm very inconsistent with life in general. There we go.
Sorry.
I get that. I'm here for that. That sounds very much like me if I was from Hull.
Very incomplete, would you say, lads? Let's go.
Oh, very incomplete.
That touched my heart, that did. Oh, he said not incomplete. He said the word. He said the words.
Incomplete. Let's go.
Yeah, I said Lind. I didn't say Lyndifyde, to be fair. So that's fine.
Yeah, everyone calls me Lind if they know me. Like, they call me Lind.
So it'll take them 13 minutes into the intro. So that's fine. That'll do.
Don't worry. You were recording for like a minute before we actually clapped. So it's more like 12.
Yeah, it'll do. It'll do. It's fine.
It'll just do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just watching it go up. Yeah, that'll do. I ain't too fussed about the minute. I'll just edit the minute out, and then the rest of it's fine. Or 40 seconds. It's something like that, to be fair. But no, it's been quite good, to be fair. So since we're on about you streaming, what do you tend to stream over on Twitch? We obviously know the answer, but I'm quite curious to see how you explain it.
Well, being a massive football fan, FC 24 takes a lot of my streaming time. It's probably what I'm most known for on the Twitch platform. But I like to play other games as well. Like at the minute, I'm playing Elden Ring for first ever, Souls type game I'm trying to complete. It's just something. I just wanted to give myself like a goal at the start of the year to do. Right. So that was the game I picked. It's been torture but fun at the same time. And then last year I grew a lot because of Minecraft as well. I started venturing off to Minecraft, doing like challenges in that. And so I suppose they're the 3 ongoing games I stream, but I played other games in the past. I did a lot of GTA last year. Did some Diablo with you, Nerf, which will be coming back this year.
I was tempted to bring that up.
Oh, I'm bringing it. I know what you're going to bring up, Luke. I'm waiting until he stops because I'm saying it. I'm saying it. You did it last one. I'm saying it this time.
Yeah, I basically on stream now. There was a time where I would stress about what game I'm playing on stream, but now I very much
don't give a shit.
I like to see it as I don't give a shit. It's my space.
You're the one who's playing it. No one else
I'll play what I want to play. Exactly, because I got to a point where I want to enjoy. It's funny how Luke said he hadn't been gaming that much because it was the same with me. I didn't, and I think that's why I needed a 2-week or 3-week break basically because I wasn't playing any other games. I was just doing the odd weekend league on FC, and that's it. Genuinely, that's it. Like I just didn't have any of that fuel that what. And I'm a big gamer. I love games. I like to see what's coming out in the new year, any type of games as well. But yeah, that's basically at the minute that's what I'm streaming. But yeah.
You know what I personally
I can sympathise on that point though of when you said about how you were sort of at one point worried about what game to play on stream because I don't know what to come back to. So you discussed this briefly before hitting record that like I'm planning on making an imminent return, like might even be before this comes out. I mean that gives it a little bit of a window of time, but I don't know actually what to come back with. Like I don't know whether to come back with a just chatting stream first and then figure stuff out, or whether whatever I stream first, I feel I'm going to get pigeonholed back into, which is why I really don't want to make it to FC24.
It's
just
don't.
If I go back to FC24, I feel I'm going to pigeonhole myself again.
You do lean towards that because it's just it's so easy to play and safe. Yeah.
You can make time go quite quickly with FIFA because if you can spend hours in the menu, you can spend hours then in well actually you might not get pigeonholed into it because you spend so much fucking time playing squad battles that you might actually
Listen, I have not touched this game in about 2 weeks.
Yes, but in general, like you take away 3 weeks, we're talking generally, it applies.
I don't want to talk about how much squad battles I've played.
Yeah, you've played probably more than I've played Rivals.
I think I've nearly got the squad battles win 300 objective.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm
hang on. Let me just.
Yeah,
I'll check in.
While I'm there playing champs or while I'm there playing Rivals, talking to him, he's there on his like 15th or 18th game of the day playing squad battles.
Let's not go that far in terms of games played.
How many can you play? How many can you play a week?
I mean. There were times when I had to play the full, like, 40 games. But bear in mind, it was when I started off going, okay, I need to get Evos done easily. It was when I was doing the ones that required the Centurions ones, whereas, like, you had to play 30 games and score 30. I did it on a DM, so I had to get a DM with no shooting and no weak foot to get goals. Like, you have to just do what you gotta do. It allowed me to play the rest of them. Once I'd done that, it allowed me to play it in Rivals. Not Rivals, Champs, sorry. But my whole thing was I was like, I'm going to make this Libertadores team. I'm going to make them actually solid. I had my idea. And now, let's go on objectives. How many do we reckon I've played?
Probably 297.
What do you reckon, Lind?
Oh, no,
I think it's over 200.
I'm going to say 276.
Reverse those numbers, Lind. It's 267.
Oh, hey, you know what?
Still scary amount of freaking squad battles in a year. I don't think I played 100 last year. Evos, legitimately. It's the fact that you get close to getting like good rewards.
Yeah.
Like I'm like suddenly I've done a bunch of games for Evos and I'm like, I'm about gold 1. I could get elite. I could get elite 1 and just get like 50k packs. Like. Then I just keep pushing for that. At that point, if there is other stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, I can force myself to do this on Evos and do that and whatever. Like, is you calculating how many freaking weeks it's been and how many average games I've played in squad battles a week?
I haven't got far as that.
It's because I was about to say, I see you going.
So you said you've done 267 in a year. The game's been out 4 months.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think you could do somewhere along the way. I'm taking a rough fucking guess, maybe 15 a week. Rough. It's definitely less or more. I don't know. My phone's in front of me.
It's definitely less or more. Oh, well done. Yeah. Congratulations there. How did you clock that one?
And I can't access the fucking computer. So I've got to sort of.
I'm impressed that you figured out it's either less or more than the number you said. Like that means the only thing it can't be is the number you said.
Yeah, because it probably isn't the number I said. 100% isn't. It's between. I reckon it's between 15 and like 21 games a week.
That just hurts me. That hurts.
Because I know you reached the limit, and the limit's 30. So you have to be hitting the limit.
I thought it's 30. It might be 32.
Wait, so you play every team? You don't skip a team? You play every team?
Oh no, he plays them on like the hardest of against the hardest teams. It's fucking stupid. I'll do semi-pro.
Yeah, there's a limit of 32 a week, and I did play beyond it a couple times.
Yup.
Oh my days.
Because it's 32 plus the 2 featured, they don't get included.
Oh yeah, can't see.
So yeah.
I do get it though. The evolution. It's been.
How many weeks has FC been?
4, 8, 12.
That's what we'll figure out. Hang on. So you got that.
Weeks?
Yeah.
FC 24 release.
It was
sorry, EA Access release.
Yeah. I love the camera.
I know it blurred out.
It happens.
Looking like
oh, for God's sake! Why is
it eventually fixes itself? It takes time.
What a very incomplete camera.
So it was technically available from September 22nd.
Yeah.
So September 22nd. Yeah. So that was then
22 weeks. 21.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Same between 20 and 22. I'm saying weeks.
12, 13, 14, 6. I think it's been 16 and a half weeks. I think.
Whew.
No.
That is. Damn. That's a lot of games.
Yeah, let's just swiftly move on from that.
16
squad battles, yeah.
Swiftly move on from squad
15,
battles.
It was 16. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And that proves your fact right that it was specifically not 15 and was any other number.
Yup. Do it. My maths is bang on right there. I always hit it right on the fucking nail. But you know what I don't hit on the nail is streaming. But you know, heyo, we go there.
I mean, none of us really. Well, Lynn might.
But you know, the funny thing is, right? I'm quite curious about is I asked this James quite late on in the pod, and I'm actually quite curious about what you say. What do you reckon you're doing for content this year? Or more specifically, not what you're doing, but what you think your plan might be going forward.
It's really difficult because I'm still figuring out
the work-life balance.
There's obviously that comes into play. Like I'll be honest now. Like since this well, I would say new job. But I've been there for about 3-4 months now. But yeah. It's under a year innit, so I suppose it's still kind of new. It's working now, and it's difficult. I don't know. I'm in a difficult place with that. I wish I could just give you a very direct answer saying this is happening.
You're now realizing why I struggle.
Yeah, 100%.
Because even though my schedule doesn't move, my schedule is non-stop moving, I can never really sit there and just sort of go, these are my days, because again, you now get home from work and you'll be there like, I really can't be fucking bothered. And it's not even a matter of like you don't want to stream, it's just you have nothing in you to
that's why I've got rid of having a schedule. Like I don't have a schedule anymore. I don't have a time schedule. If I'm at home and I've got time to stream, I will stream. That's pretty much.
So I mean, that's why I think sometimes, like, I think especially when you have, and this is very specific to when I obviously met you and Luke even. No, actually all three of you technically, but technically not. I obviously met you and James during lockdown. And that was a period of time where I was obviously working full time still because my job never changed with being in care. Yeah. And obviously you two weren't working, so you were streaming non-fucking stop. It was the ridiculous. You guys did ridiculous amounts of hours. You attempted to do a job and all these different kind of things. It's like, I think lockdown gave everybody specifically the audience as well, that you can stream. You're going to stream all the time, non-stop. I think that's where a lot of people started their streaming.
Yeah, because I started at the end of 2019, so COVID was happening.
All three of us. I don't know. Luke, when did you start streaming?
I started streaming, I believe, April 2020. Well, no, actually, well, okay, hang on. Sorry, this is a loaded question. Technically, it's like way back.
Okay.
Like we're talking like
more than
probably. Oh, we have more than once a week. We're talking. Well, once a week was 2020 April because I started streaming the Forza races I was doing with my league at the time. So that's what I originally started streaming was the BPRL. It was 3 races of Forza, and then like maybe some afters, like just a few things messing about. But that was basically what it started off as, and then it evolved to playing some Fall Guys, and sort of then became me sweating out in FC or FIFA. Sorry, not the FC didn't exist then. But yeah, way back, like if we're talking when I used to stream through console back in like 2015 probably. I might not have been under the same account, but like Rocket League through, mate, I remember one quote from back then, like describing how I played in goal on Rocket League.
Oh god!
I was like Manuel Neuer without the saves. So I just charged out, didn't get it, but I was a sweeper keeper that just didn't do anything.
Just do it, yeah.
So yeah, because your stream was the same as mine then. Because when I started when I was in uni, what I used to do is stream just through OBS, no webcam, no nothing, just a really shit
seriously?
mic. Oh yeah, mate. If you go back to my YouTube, there's a VOD I uploaded in 2015 or 16 where I did Fortnite by myself for like 3 hours, and then I did Fortnite with my brother. And then I did Apex on its first launch. Like, the minute Apex launched, I downloaded it, click stream. Like, the first day it was out. Like, because it was out of the blue. That game, like, people don't talk about that enough. Apex is the one launch I've ever seen in history that's that mad. Like, there was no teaser trailer. There was no lead up. There was no advertising. They just went, oh yeah, brand new game starting now. Apex Legends gave us the trailer and went, oh yeah, it's out right now. And we were like, huh? Where's this come from?
Yeah,
and it was great. It was brilliant because it had less sweats on it. There wasn't so much crap on it.
Learning the characters was fun at the time.
Now they've got shitty promos, not worth the money. Random.
I ain't touched the game in years. Like I wasn't gonna mention it, but I mentioned shitty promos, and it's a really good example though. Like they don't tend to do a lot of promos, but they've done one with Final Fantasy Rebirth, right? And you know with that game you have to collect like shards and different heirlooms and stuff. Inside the promo you have to collect, I think it's between 12 and 16 shards, they call it, right? To get this exclusive death box. That, you know, the one you die in usually, right? So it's just a skin on the box to make it look fancy. If you wanted to get the skin without collecting the shards, it costs you $360. For an in-game animation death box, Lind. I'm not talking something you can use as a cosmetic, as in when you die, you can look at something pretty for $360. Apex, EA, is it EA or Ubisoft?
Yes, it's EA, I believe.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Like,
and I said this.
That's the whole thing, is he's brought up this goddamn promo for like 4 or 5 weeks straight.
Because it's funny.
That's what the rant that I was referencing as a clip will be about.
I brought it up in a constructive way today.
He did. That's why I'm not entirely flown off the handles. But somehow that curse has managed to follow me round still.
But it's a really good example, though, of like I don't think a game like Final Fantasy needs Apex's like promotion. I don't think it does. I think it's vice versa. I think Apex gains more from Final Fantasy.
Yeah, obviously.
Apex is relevant the last 6 years. Final Fantasy's been relevant for 25 years.
For years, like it's one of the most fucking.
It's been around since I was before I was a kid, so I can acknowledge that. Like, as much as I'm taking the piss half the fucking time, it just shows EA will do cash grabs for shit.
100%.
Like, look at Team of the Year at the moment, right? And we usually ever talk FIFA on this ever because it's no fucking point. It's shit. But if you look at the way Team of the Year is stacked or it's heading towards right now, it's awful. It's a good promo, but it's such a cash grab, it's going to become ridiculous. They have...
Well, Team of the Year has always been that
yeah,
promo.
Yeah, but no, it's more juice, though. It's more juice, though. You've got 11 players, obviously, yeah? You've got the honourable mention 12th man. You've then got honourable mentions, flashback honourable mentions, Team of the Years, Team of the Year icon flashbacks, Team of the Year icons, You've got fucking flashback heroes that are probably at some point Team of the Year, maybe if they want to cross them over. I don't fucking know.
Schneider would have been.
The packs they've already crossed over the 600k boundary, which is 40 quid. They've just released the icon upgrade yesterday, and I did not realize that was 200k. That's a fucking joke. If it was 50k, fair play. 50p to juice them up by 3 ratings, no matter how shit.
It's only a bad bunch of icons.
That's the point, though. You can't juice a good icon. If you juice the bad icons, they become usable, which means it fucks with the market. That's why.
I have a Van Persie that I was looking at. Like, ooh, that's
Socrates now looks mid. Paul Scholes.
Oh, I mean, Socrates is always a player.
I wanted to use my David Beckham. I can't even use my David Beckham.
By what? That's what I mean. It's by 1. Like if
we did a video on that Beckham as well.
Fair.
Yeah.
Way back.
Yeah.
Way back. Me and Lynn did a vid on Beckham.
You beat me.
I did, and you lost on Andre Silva.
Oh no!
I did, which I was very happy with.
He was happy. No.
Don't you dare slander Andre Silva.
Yeah, about to say. He knows.
I lost a good man a month ago. Don't you dare! I lost him.
He accidentally submitted an SBC and was heartbroken.
I swear it's because you guessed my full defense, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah, I think if I remember that right.
I think I had a bronze left side of the field. I swear, something like that.
I'm pretty certain you ran like my kind of team as well. Like you were like, oh yeah, I'll try out Kostic and you're like, oh, I'll try out the UEL Kostic and that one to watch Andre Silva. And I'm like, they're literally 2 parts of my 3-5-2 that I love. Why are you doing this to me? Yeah, and then you started scoring a bunch with Andre Silva as well. It's not like it didn't go well. You scored like 3 of them.
I did. I know. Yeah.
I'm heartbroken thinking about him. I'm fucking heartbroken. I've lost my main man.
Yeah, no.
Now I just have Jared Malone.
That was a funny video, actually. That was good.
Damn, disgrace.
Yeah.
But no, like, I think if they've crossed the boundary already of a 600k pack, they're going to release a 1 million coin pack in Team of the Year.
Mate, all those clickbait packs from years ago. Remember when you get a video of like, I opened a 1 million coin pack and it's they opened 100k packs. You get that and they just stored them all into a brand new club and it's like, oh, here's a Chris MD video or an AJ3 video of just suddenly I opened a 1 million coin pack and they've got a bunch of duplicates they discard.
Shouting out, calling out, shall I say?
It's not really a call out. It's just saying, like, I know definitely AJ3 did one. I assume Chris MD did one. But,
yeah, probably.
Those kind of videos will now become reality.
It kind of like I've tried out the 400k packs and they do pay out. Don't get me wrong, but
you've actually.
Oh yeah, I did. I did like 2 or 3 months back. Yeah, I've bought the juice packs. I can't. I won't go higher than that though. I can handle 20 quid. But anything more, you're pushing it. 600k for 40 quid. Fuck off. You could buy a brand new game for that. That's ridiculous.
Well,
you come for 20 quid.
Of a game.
Oh, shit.
Most of a brand new game. You remember games are like 60 quid now.
Yeah, true.
But
this isn't 2013 where you could get a new AAA game 40 quid in game.
No.
Trade it in at Game Station or CEX, whatever.
That's an indie game these days.
Suddenly, well, not quite.
Indie games haven't really gone up.
Indie games are still $5, maybe a $10 a push.
One thing I have just actually remember, I got an email today. It's really random, right? Off Game. Game have stopped selling pre-owned games, and they've stopped the trading. You can no longer take a console into Game and get money back. You can no longer take a gift card in and get the money back. You can no longer buy pre-owned games. As long as they're in stock, they will sell pre-owned games until they run out. So as soon as they run out, they will never sell pre-owned games again. This is Game we're talking about.
CEX the way to go then, from the sounds of it.
Like a few years back, you could buy from HMV and Game Station. Now you can't buy from realistic. Can you buy games from HMV these days?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
I think it's limited. I don't think there's a lot these days.
Oh, it's not gonna be. It's gonna be like a one little.
Think like the one I have in my town. I don't think they have.
I think when we went to Manchester and I went to Hull, I don't remember seeing games in HMV anymore. I could be wrong. There probably be something on the online store. They'll obviously be there. Like online stores.
I type in HMV onto freaking Google, and one of the first things that comes up, like, vinyl's free for £55, film and TV, gaming offers.
Yeah.
So it's already got gaming available.
Why has Game done that though? Do you reckon it's like the start of like
I don't think if they try and blame it on like COVID or maybe that they can't afford it, I don't think that makes sense to me, because game, as other than Amazon and the actual online stores, I'd say they're the biggest seller in the UK for games. In person, though.
Sure.
But I haven't gone to game in a few years and gone, I'm going to buy a game. I'll just buy it off the store or Amazon.
Any games from game.
So I mean, it's inconvenient. That's the problem, though. Like we're.
I got my PlayStation from game.
I'll be honest, I can't remember the last time I got a disc.
I got the Dishonored 2 mask behind me from game. Like I remember walking into town like 6 years ago. I was like, you know what? It's an extra £15. Fuck it, I'll buy the collector's edition. It's got a mask. I was gassed over it, and I loved that. But the fact that they won't do pre-owned games anymore has kind of annoyed me a little bit. I was like, strange. Like pre-owned.
Yeah,
games.
I remember I got my PS5 pure. I wasn't even going to get a PS5. Like I was probably going to stay on my Xbox One or potentially get an Xbox Series X or S. But suddenly I was watching a stream. Streamer went, "Oh, game release stock early," and I went, "All right, sure." And then saw how everyone struggled to get a PS5 for months, and I'm just sitting there going, "This is great." Like I didn't have to queue. People didn't know it got released early, and I was just doing my boy Atani streams, and he was like, "Oh yeah, they've released it early." So suddenly, you just got a discless PS5 for cheap. Because it was a base value, like it was retail, like probably what £400.
What the disc was actually when it first came out was $350.
Oh yeah, but it might have been that, something like that then. But
I think mine was like $330.
Mine was. I got the disc.
The first time I got because this is the second time I've had a PlayStation 5. I obviously sold the first one because I wasn't interested anymore. But now I play on it. What do I play? I play only FIFA, and I'm saving it for The Last of Us Part 2. Because obviously remaster comes out in 3 days, so I'm gonna play that.
Is that when it's out?
Or 2 days. It's one of the two. Mate, it's for a tenner. It's fucking bargain.
Very good things. Yeah, very good things about.
People are saying the no return mode looks good. They're saying graphically you can actually tell the difference in game, but outside of it, obviously, if you look at it, it looks the same.
If you're just watching videos, you probably won't.
That's what I mean. I think when you're in there, you'll probably go, "Oh shit, this looks like the graphics were never bad." Like part 2, they were immense.
Yeah.
But it does make me laugh though, because a lot of people don't tend to judge these games and go, "Oh, the graphics are bad these days." People said Elden Ring was ugly. Fuck off.
No, after playing it,
Elden Ring
is
gorgeous.
It's a stunning game, yeah.
Mate, the amount of screenshots I got last night.
I like the art style. I like the art style.
I don't know. Attention to detail might not be there at times, but scenery and use of color is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like shit's immense. But you know what? But no, it is quite good to be fair. But talking of The Last of Us, actually, have you been seeing all the casting coming out for the new season?
Yeah.
You feeling all right with everyone so far?
Yeah, I mean, I'm never the type of person to hate on a casting, just if they don't either look like a character or anything. I've always been open-minded because they've obviously got the role for a reason, because they've done a good job in the audition. But what I've seen, I'm all for it.
You still with Pedro Pascal as Joel and Thingy as Ellie? You still good with them?
Yeah, of course, 100%. Yeah. Even though that was for me that when them two did get cast, I was like, I didn't see it. I just at first, because naturally you do just try and compare comparisons, looks, and that sort of stuff.
Now that it's been a year and a bit since it came out, nearly just over a year. Like it came out, I think 3 days ago, a year ago, I think something like that. Yeah. I think if Pedro Pascal did a Texan accent, I think he'd ruin it. The more and more I think about it, because the way Troy Baker did it was the way he did it. I think Pedro Pascal doing the way he's done it, I love it.
It was an interesting one because he had a tint of it, but he didn't overdo it.
Yeah,
because obviously Tommy had it.
Yeah, it's the end of his words, isn't it? It's not like the full thing how Troy Baker did the whole But Troy Baker had a lot more time though, a lot more time to perfect it and do it. Whereas Pedro Pascal had a year and a bit of filming. Well,
it's funny because in Kingsman 2, if you guys have ever seen Kingsman,
he did
do a full-on Texas accent.
Oh, yeah.
He did do the full-on.
Yeah,
so
that's the thing. I think
he can do it.
I don't think it's a matter of he couldn't. I feel like he probably saw the way Troy Baker
the seriousness
did the
and the way he was doing it. He probably was told to tone it down.
He probably looked at doing it and thought, well, that was the way he did it. Let me just change it ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Because both of their interpretations are brilliant. And the difference.
I was happy with the performances. Yeah, them two were great. Yeah.
Have you seen him walking around in the arm sling at the moment?
Oh yeah.
Someone put a golf club emoji on Twitter next to the image, and I was like,
"Oh my god, no!"
Fair. Because I was like, I'm not going to fully explain it. Actually, no, fuck it. If you haven't watched the game, go play it. It's fucking spoilers. You know, but did he get hit with the golf club on his arm? I don't remember that.
Yeah. It was his arm. On his arm. On his arm.
Maybe they were saying he threw his arm out playing golf, and then he got his head caved in. Probably one of the two.
No, it's probably because he's been injured, and so they probably thought.
Pedro Pascal never dies in a normal way in a film, ever. Game of Thrones, we mentioned it. Wait, I'm fucking mentioning it again. Getting his eyes caved in by thumbs. That's insane. Then now he's gonna get his head caved. Boy, season 2, I don't think he'll die at the start of it. I think he'll die at the end.
Well, apparently, it's a 2-part series.
That's what I mean. I think they'll do the first quarter. I think they'll do a lot of stuff leading up to Abby killing him. But the problem is, if you do that, the second half needs to have either the most greatest pacing, or you need to have a lot of episodes.
Well, my biggest problem with the first season was the pacing. I don't think it should have been, what was it, 9 episodes or 8 episodes? I think it should have been like 12 or 15.
I don't think they would have greenlit it.
Exactly.
I think now they'll give them that time because they've gone, you know what, fair. As far as, because again, what video game adaptation gives you faith to go from HBO of all people to go, oh yeah, we'll give you 15 episodes of a 1 hour long series. Nah, that ain't happening from HBO. Look how Game of Thrones flopped in the last
I get
season.
that. I do.
I think it was a risk reward kind of thing. So they had to sort of elaborate where they could for TV. For
me, it was a solid 8 out of 10. It was a solid 8 out of 10.
I'd say it's a 9, to be fair. There was nothing wrong with it for me. But again, a 10 out of 10 means it's flawless. But there was nothing major, but there was enough for me to go.
I think it was just great. That's great.
Mate, Nick Offerman winning an Emmy for that though. Fucking hell, fair play.
Yeah.
Like, look at the character in the game. As much as he was great compared to the TV show, I know.
Yeah, I did actually prefer what they did with the.
That's what I mean. Like the game, you had a little elaboration with a little hint of what it might have been between them two, and then this one you had their whole fucking lives.
It's all life, and it just makes you.
They're making a spin-off.
How devastating the apocalypse was when it first started.
They're making a spin-off of them apparently. Which I don't
know. Really?
I don't know why though, because they showed us their entire story. Unless it's like the bit between the lines we didn't see.
I don't know.
Because unless it's like the life before the apocalypse, then them meeting each other, then them being together, and all that kind of stuff. Like maybe that, but again, I don't think
we didn't see any like patrols or anything because Bill's the type of guy to go on a patrol. I'm like,
I don't think you need to be fair.
I don't think that's necessary in the slightest.
But if they do, I'd watch it because I love it. I love Nick Offerman. He's like one of my favorite actors ever. He did a very good job. He's like a Ron Swanson is he's my lifestyle.
Sure.
But by the way, I was about to say in my head that's another similarity because we've never really spoke about Ron Swanson before because you mentioned Parks last week, or sorry, the last episode, and I was like, oh, because Ron Swanson, honest to God, he is my favorite probably TV character of all time.
Really? Well,
have you not
someone like that or a Captain Hull?
I've seen a little bit.
Mate, the best way to phrase how Ron Swanson is doesn't like
no nonsense American.
No nonsense American. Sticks by the way he likes to do things, and if you tell him otherwise, he ain't listening to you.
I'm trying to think of a quote.
There's a whole go for it. There's a whole skit where he gets taken out of his office and he's sitting in the middle of a center circle of this entire office space, and he doesn't want to talk to anybody, so he just keeps spinning on his chair. So anytime anyone comes near him, he just keeps moving, and I'm like,
that's a pretty iconic clip.
Are you aware there's waste in your water system?
Just keep turning as if it's not there.
Oh god, there's so many clips you could quote.
There's another one with when he gets told he has to go to the doctors, and he's sitting there in his office with a hat on, gloves on, everything, and he's just there like, I'm not ill. I refuse.
Oh, and then it's suddenly it's like it's like you need to drink fluids. It's like got a whiskey in his hand. It's like no, you need water. Normally I'd take it neat, but I'll make an exception for health. That's a terrible impression, but
you know, I've been wanting a show to rewatch. I might actually watch Parks.
I need to rewatch Parks and Rec again. Like the one that sticks out to me is like when it's that guy that gets 10 grand off of for the Vans.
Oh,
Donna backs up into the car, and then suddenly it's like, what happened to a man's word is sacred? Well, that's true, but you're an asshole. It's like,
or another one where he takes a pig to the park.
Oh god.
He basically gets put in charge of this like town-wide barbecue, and he gets told, you know, you're in charge of it. No one tells you a voice. He turns up with a live pig and a knife and goes,
"Pig's name is Tom.
Get ready, Tom. Meet the grill." And they're like, they're like, yeah, you need a permit for us. And he hands them a piece of paper. I do what I want. Signed, Ron.
I can do what I want. It's like, I'm in charge of the parks department. This is a park. I can do what I want. Again, not good enough impression.
Honestly,
doesn't do it justice.
Ron,
it doesn't do it justice.
Nick Offerman, honestly, anything he's in,
it needs work.
He's immense, absolutely immense. Like Parks and Rec gave birth to his career, and it also gave birth to Amy Poehler and Chris Pratt.
Yeah, quite a few.
Chris Pratt was in it before Chris Pratt.
Oh,
was
the Chris Pratt. There's a Chris Pratt one that I absolutely love, like an improv line. No, the improv line though.
Is it the cut line? They never made the series, but everyone shares the.
Not that one. No, not that one. But I was talking about the one that did make it. Where it's like, Leslie, I put your symptoms into to Google. It says you might have network connectivity problems.
Oh no, there's another one though where like they're on about staging a comeback.
The
Kim Kardashian one. It's like, oh yeah,
I've seen that.
Kim Kardashian, yeah. she had what, right? She had it on her back, and everyone just breaks.
Yeah.
Honestly, that series is fucking elite. It's another version of The Office, to be fair. That's what it is. It's just another version.
It started off as that.
Yeah.
Like,
and then they
that's why season one. Anyway. Do not rewatch season one.
No, but Ron Swanson's in it as well.
Yeah, but the pacing's completely off because they try and make it The Office and everything with Mark Brandanowitz and all that stuff. It's not.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sorry.
You might as well start at season 2.
If I rewatch
Same
anything,
with The
I
Office,
have to start
actually.
from the episodes. To be fair.
But both The Office and Parks and Rec, you can basically skip season 1. Like, it's much better from season 2 onwards. Much better.
That's because they're like early pilot stages, and none of them really know if they're sticking around. Season 2.
Well, Michael wasn't likable in season 1 of The Office. Like, he was just a complete jerk.
He was a dick.
And
he was great.
Yeah, that was the beauty of The Office. Is then he became a lovable goof rather than a complete jerk.
Asshole. Yeah, it definitely switched it up. To be fair, like there's a lot of shows that are trying to do that these days, but no one really does it the same as The Office. Like, I don't like the UK Office because I think it's because it's too much like UK humor. I know it is UK humor, but it's like you when you watch the American one first and then you try to watch the UK, it's like it feels too jarring for me because it's just normal everyday jokes for me, but on a bigger scale. And I
get
can't
it,
watch
but that
this.
is an interesting take.
That's a very interesting for an Englishman to say that. That's what actually Welshman.
I get people preferring the US Office, but flat out not liking. Like the UK Office.
I love Ricky Gervais and everything. Like, I loved Derek. I love Idiot Abroad. Everything he's more or less been in, I've enjoyed. But I just didn't like that at all. Didn't like the way it was.
That's interesting.
I felt uncomfortable.
I respect the opinion, but I disagree.
Oh, that's fair. Like, I won't say it's bad. It's just I felt too uncomfortable. I just physically.
I've not seen all of either, but I watched the UK Office first.
So what I'll ask, Nath, is in terms of being uncomfortable, then what are your thoughts on something like The In-Betweeners?
Oh, UK one is elite.
Oh, we don't talk. No, we only acknowledge the UK. There's only a UK one.
There is.
There
is a clip from the US one that I do quite like, and I did try watching the series. It's awful.
Lind. The US one
is horrific.
Is so bad.
It's horrendous.
The only time I've seen the full thing, and I've thrown inverted commas up there with my hands, but is I watched like a Will and E video where it was a memeless video, I think, where they were drinking for every time they crit. Like, my God, the storylines go wild. Like, I'm pretty certain
it's just Americanized version.
No. It starts off as that, but they changed Jay rather than Jay being like the guy that just talks shit. Yeah. I'm pretty certain they made him an actual nonce.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Like he started dating like a 15-year-old in that US version and stuff like that. Oh, it's proper. It goes off the rails.
There's I think I've watched 2 episodes and it's horrific, but in one of the episodes there is a gag I liked, but it lasts about 10 seconds, right? And I think it was like the guy who plays Will is trying to like, I don't know, I think he's trying to have sex with someone, but instead he has sex with the, how do I phrase this without sounding wrong? It's wrong anyway. You know, in a hot tub where the water goes outwards and you can feel the suction go out. He sticks his dick in there and tries to have sex with it, and he gets trapped.
Yeah,
and that's as funny as it can get. Like when I watched it originally, I was like, "Lol," and then I was like, "Oh, that's it."
No,
they tried to American Pie it, but they went so far left. So like American Pie, you can watch and say,
well, it's
cringe, but it was good.
That is American.
But that's the thing. American Pie worked because of the cast and the kind of story they went with, or stories they went with.
Well, In-Betweeners was always made for the UK.
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean,
some stuff doesn't translate. Like The Office, our version, then got translated to sort of their version, and then it worked kind of on a more global scale than the UK one did. UK worked in the UK,
they're both very
outside
different.
of it. That's the thing. Whereas the In-Betweeners, they tried to do the same, and then they went so off the rails that it wasn't recognizable anymore.
Like, I just can't unsee some of the stuff that happened in that. No, because it went from being incredibly cringy to then they just lost the plot. Like, they went away from what they were doing in the UK, which arguably is a good thing. But then when suddenly Jay becomes that is
crazy.
It's
like
he
was a lot of things in the UK one, but he was never that bad. Like, he was a dickhead who was an absolute gobshite know-it-all, but other than that, that's all he was. He was harmless. Then they made him in between his US actually harmful.
They went, basically the whole thing that was wrong with Jay in the US one is, as you say, like, he went from talking a big game to suddenly it actually go through with a few things. Like, it
was wrong.
And I just can't help but think of that bloody bus wankers clipping the bus turds and stuff like that.
Bus turds.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
they tried
it's
to do
something like
joke
that.
for joke.
It's something that bad.
It's
something that bad.
Yeah, they tried to do word for word some of them, and it's like, oh my fucking god, why?
I wonder what the cast is doing now, the American cast. I wonder how.
So one of them is actually in quite a lot of American horror comedies, but I don't remember his name. He's like, not stereotyping, but the short, fat, round one with brown, curly hair. I'm pretty sure to describe it myself, but I'm tall. But like, he was in. I think he was in a few of the Pitch Perfects at one point, maybe. I know
I always think
one or two of them were actually quite big before it, and it didn't really affect their careers because, again, it was a nothing series. No one really remembered it. Like, it's the only ones who remember it, the ones who hated it, because we tried to, like, if anyone tries to remake anything, I do try to watch the remake just to see if they can either pull it off or it goes well. Like, when The Last of Us got announced as a TV show, I was always curious at how they'd pull it off, and then it turned out it was one of my favorite TV shows I watched the year. Sound.
Yeah.
You know, when I watched the first horrific Percy Jackson film, I was then curious about how they'd pull off the rest of the series. So it's like, something good can always give birth to something good, but when it dies on the spot, there's nothing else you can do. Like I'm pretty sure the In-Betweeners season 1 of the US, I think it got cancelled mid-season. Yeah, it got cancelled mid-season, and then they just finished.
There's 12 episodes.
So I mean, they cancelled it because there was no fucking point to it. It didn't make any money. It didn't bring anyone in. It was shit. It stunk. But it's like a good example of Americans ruining something else again is The Witcher TV show. They started off really well with season 1, then they went off the rails with season 2.
Yeah,
and then they decided, you know what, we're going to give up on the books, we're going to give up following the game, we're going to do our own thing, which pushed away their number 1 star, who realistically he could have come back because he left for Superman. Got sacked.
I didn't see season 3 of Witcher. I didn't see it.
Is it 4 that's coming out, or is it 3 that's already out?
3 is out. 3's out. 4's where it's his last season.
Right. So I've watched 3. 3 was decent, but I don't know where they're going with it. really don't. I have a feel of what might happen, but again, like Henry Cavill can come back at any moment. Like I don't get why they haven't done it. He left the Soup, got sacked as Soup. He's available. You don't have to bring Hemsworth in. But the problem is they won't bring him back.
No, Henry Cavill, he chose to leave.
That's the thing though. He chose to leave for Soups.
Like what they was doing.
I think Soups would have been a conflict of interest. I'm not interested, but schedules.
I think it's because he's a fan of the Witcher.
Oh yeah, that's the reason why they won't take him back, because he won't stand for their bullshit.
Yeah,
the director wanted to say. I think the director had a quote somewhere over the years where it was like, "I think my interpretation's better than the original." There's something like that out there, and I'm like, sorry. Have you played the third game? Have you read the books? No.
I've only read the first book, and
the books are great, and the game's
brilliant. Well, they're basically the short stories.
They're releasing a trailer for the new game this year.
Really?
There's a new game coming out.
It's a remake.
It's just called The Witcher. It's a new Witcher one altogether. It's nothing to do with like Ciri and Geralt.
Oh, that's interesting.
That'll be great. I can't wait for that. CD Projekt Red always release good games. Just sometimes it takes time.
Yeah, that's a game I want to play this year.
Cyberpunk took its time to come around, and then now that it's come back around, everyone's calling it Game of the Year contention. You know, you've then got they're working on Project Orion next, which is Cyberpunk 2, essentially. And then they've got The Witcher in the works. They've got something else, I think, in the works. There's a lot coming, to be fair. This year, I think, will be a bigger year for games than last year, I reckon. A lot bigger.
Yeah. No, I can see it. I decided to look up some of the people from the In-Betweeners US to see if they did anything else.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realise that Jay, the guy that plays Jay, was in the Key and Peele skit, you know, the supply teacher one.
Yes. Am I right?
He's Aaron. He's Aaron.
That's it. Yeah, because he's in a lot. He is, I swear he is. He's in a lot of comedies and shit.
Yeah.
That was the guy I was referring to. Yeah, him.
Key and Peele is good.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god, he is. How did I not put 2 and 2 together? Mainly because I tried to purge that freaking series. By the way, when we're talking about terrible series, I'm pretty certain they try. And this is one you guys might not know. I'm just gonna double check this. I feel there was a US version of the IT Crowd.
There was.
Was they?
There was.
There was like a pilot or something that
I didn't know that.
It stunk.
It was awful. And the thing is, I'm pretty certain they even had Richard Ayoade in it.
What? Really?
I feel they had him and that was it. And it was Richard Ayoade and then a bunch of Americans. It stank. It was so bad.
I loved the IT Crowd, but I think if that airs these days, well, let's say worldwide, right? Not specifically the UK, worldwide. I think it flops these days. Because it's so much blunt UK humor. Like, if you compare The Office humor, right? It's cringe UK humor. The IT Crowd was blunt. Like, it did not hide anything. People jumping out windows, people being sexist, people being slightly racist, people being sexist. Like, it was not hidden anywhere.
Yeah, some shows
these days, Ethel was doing a madness.
To fair, it's crazy thing. Even if you bring out the In-Betweeners now, it won't be hit the same. Like the UK version, I mean.
Times have moved on. It's like why so many things got cancelled during lockdown. The ones I think of, obviously, being Little Britain and Come Fly With Me. Exactly. Those two, legendary in their day, but you cannot.
Exactly.
Can't get away with it.
You cannot do that these days, and it's like.
Some things just
these shows would be a success with our generation still, because it's still the same for us no matter what. But the problem
they might get their own nostalgia segments. It might. I mean, it's tempting. It's really tempting to put them in nostalgia.
Yeah, actually, IT Crowd would be a good shout.
I was talking Come Fly With Me and Little Britain.
Both of them, to be fair. You could do the entire E4 show list of like 2010 to 2014. Everything.
Pretty much.
Like Misfits. I don't think a lot of people watch Misfits. I did.
I watched all Misfits.
I didn't watch Misfits.
Loved Misfits.
I loved it.
Nathan was my favourite character.
The last 2 series were diabolical.
Because they killed the cast off though. I genuinely think it's because of that. If you watch it go from season 1, mate, there's 5 seasons. Like
1, 2, and 3 were good.
Oh, they were insane.
Rudy's my favourite character.
Really?
Rudy, he's
Nathan and Simon for me, easily.
Yeah, I mean, Nathan's the most iconic.
Love him. But you know the guy who played the sprinter? I can't ever remember his name. Curtis, that's it. Fucking out, Curtis. You know his name's Nathan in real life.
Yeah.
So you've got Nathan the character, Nathan the mate. I was having a blast. I was like, mate, my name's everywhere. I was so gassed over it.
Well, it's like thing in the UK in between is like the guy who plays Will is called Simon.
It's mad.
Yeah.
But this is the thing though, if you want to point at like these small shows, right? For us in the UK, they did all right, and then but if you look at the careers they started though, I can't pronounce the name properly, but Owen Rian went on to Game of Thrones and was a massive fucking part. Then he went and did lots of big things after that. You've got fucking Robert Sheehan, who again wasn't that big before. He did Skins before Misfits, and then after Misfits went and did Umbrella Academy. He's been in a few other things since then, so his career kicked off. The Curtis guy was in, I think, some Doctor Who episodes. He was in Black Mirror and a few other things as well. Like they all, apart from the other three, I think the women in the show didn't really go off and do a lot. I think one of them did, but because they were very much, I think, just UK-based actors as well. The others, though, most of their careers were.
I know one of them.
I
forgot her name. She's on that series, The Good Doctor.
Yes, yeah, she's got a good. She's good. She had I think she was in it for 3 seasons. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, was she? Or she
it was just a good show, Misfits. Like that was Misfits British humour again. Did they do an American version of that?
No, they wouldn't.
I hope not.
They wouldn't dare. You can't touch that show with American.
No.
You try that show with American. Council estates in the middle of London doing lit picker duty on community service. You can't do that in the States.
That was the superhero show before
it was
the superhero shows come out.
Mint, and it was so brutal.
So
Absolutely brutal.
ridiculous.
Mate, killing your community service people and put them in the freezers and then talking to them as if they're alive still. Tapped, but great.
I can't lie, that Simon, obviously without spoiling it, that plotline was one of the best things I've seen.
With him and the community teacher he falls in love with. She's the girlfriend of the one from season 1.
No, not that. The actual.
His entire plotline.
The
actual that one's tapped. That's Avengers Endgame before Endgame.
Yeah.
Literally, it's the time traveling loop before the time travel. I prefer that.
I didn't want to mention that in case.
Mate, the series has been out 10 years, 12 years, 14.
It's a good watch.
It's an old show, but it's fucking hell, I could rewatch that again. I'm having too many shows to rewatch, man. I'm stacking them up now. I can't keep doing this. I've just started rewatching an anime, and now I've got to rewatch some Parks and Misfits. I'm such a nostalgia merchant at times. As long as we don't.
Do you want to take that segment?
Nah, because you can hold details. I don't fucking know details. I'll be like, I remember. I don't know.
You've been naming actors for the last 5 minutes.
So actors I'm good with. Plot lines I can just about remember. Anything else, I don't fucking clue. I couldn't tell you.
So go on then.
No, going on the nostalgia there. You said earlier you don't know what to do for streaming. Why don't you just literally build your streams around nostalgia?
Because that's what he's doing for YouTube. And the
I did do that I did try and do that for a little bit. Probably last year. During last year, I was trying to do things that were somewhat nostalgic for me. Like, I know that wasn't last year, but the year before and stuff. I was playing WO7, which is a game I absolutely adored. That is a very nostalgic game for me. Most people don't consider it the best wrestling game of all time. I do. A lot of people consider No Mercy or the original SVR or SVR 06 as goated games. I view 07 that way. It's the one I grew up with. It's the one I played. I'm not ashamed of how many hours I put into that game.
Wow.
If it could tell me, I wouldn't want to see it. But I know, I love that game to pieces.
Well, what console was this on?
360. It was the first one to be on 360.
Yeah.
It was on past gen. It was very different. Well, not very different, but different enough. You could find the crowds. Yeah, I just loved it. It had a banging soundtrack as well. Some of the stuff you picked up, Nate, from my depressing playlist and other music is stuff from that. It had Animal I've Become. It had stuff. It had a lot of good songs. I have a playlist called WO7. It's that good. Like,
see, for game with music and games, for me, nostalgia always goes to the Tony Hawk games. Have obviously a great soundtrack, and is it SSX?
yeah, SSX is definitely one.
They're probably the standouts to me. That'd be great. Oh, even though it's not like an old game, but Burnout Paradise, great game.
Yeah, that's quite an old game at this point.
I suppose it is over 10 years old. I'm sure it is.
It got remastered as well. To be fair,
it did get. That's what I mean. It came get a remaster, but yeah, I remember the Burnout games having a great soundtrack.
See what I mean? You guys are mentioning songs. I couldn't tell you what games I used to enjoy. I don't have a clue. I know the AC games were a big thing for me, and I know Twisted Metal was a good game to play. The old Battlefront game, Star Wars Battlefront 2, I think that might be my favorite game of all time.
See, I have more memory with the first one than the second one.
I think the second one, because I mainly enjoyed the introduction of you actually using the lightsabers and the original one for pure Battlefront gameplay. No, you're right. But if we're on about like as an overall, I think too you had the Galaxy Conquest get added. You had the different ways you can play with heroes versus villains. I like using Darth Vader to fly across the map. My childhood was complete.
Yeah,
I loved that.
Okay, I'm glad I remembered this right. I wanted to make sure I got the game right before I said that was what that was from. I remember the song. You guys know Freestyler by Bomb Funk MCs, right?
Is that the game that looks really cartoony with like the keyboard?
That's the song.
The song is the song there. Yeah, I knew it was going to be a song.
That's the song name.
I couldn't tell you then. So talk to
very incomplete answer.
Oh, okay, right. So that song is a classic. It was on Matt Hoffman's BMX2 or Pro BMX2, and I remember that vividly.
I've heard of that game.
Like, so basically, it was around the time Tony Hawk was popular.
Of course, yeah.
Like, it was probably 99, like 2000, and I remember on that game, it had two songs I distinctly remember: "The Passenger" by Iggy Pop, and Bomb Funk MCs with Freestyler. Absolutely love that song.
Oh wait, I do know the song. Yeah.
Yeah, Freestyler it's an instant classic.
Yeah, no, I do know the song. Yeah.
But I if you didn't remember it, I was potentially going to go and actually try and do it. So I'm glad you remembered now.
Freestyler.
Yeah. Rock the microphone.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. People.
Yeah, that one.
I swear it was used on like Soccer AM and that when they do like skills and
almost certainly.
I'm sure.
Certainly used on Soccer AM. God, 100%. That was a show as well. You could not get away with that. Oh, Soccer AM would not exist. Well, it doesn't exist anymore.
Is it done? Soccer AM's fully done now?
Oh, Soccer AM was done like probably 3-4 years ago. Yeah, probably. It's been
was,
done for a little while.
Was it in COVID it got killed? I feel like it was in COVID.
It got killed in COVID because there was some stuff they were still doing with like Bullard and that in
Yeah, I stopped watching it when is it what's his name? Who's on TalkSport now? Is it Goldstein, something like that? The fellow who does
Andy Goldstein.
Is that his name?
I think that's who you're talking about.
Yeah, he presented well on it, but then I just stopped.
Like it was I can't remember her last name. It was like Helen when like. I think she was the Torquay United fan actually, which I do have a soft spot for them. And not because of that, because I actually like the area. But
fair.
The bit that you could never get away with, if you remember Soccer AM, the freaking bit where they'd get the freaking attractive model-like woman to come on a football shirt, and then just go, everyone's just going, great age, fantastic age.
She's 18. For great age. Obviously, Niv, because you became
do you remember this name?
Nope, never watched it. I watched the YouTube videos where they volleyed it into the nets, and that's about it.
Nate, you need to. It's awful. Just type in great age onto YouTube.
Any of the fun bits that honestly could have cancelled. They'll be cancelled.
Like it legitimately just have someone turn up in like a Cardiff City shirt, like this like 19-year-old model, and she's like.
Just doing like a
like what's your name and how old are you, and then said her age is like great, like 10 15 men just suddenly in a crowd just going like great age is
it's so
you could not do it in this day and age. You could not.
It sounds fucking.
It was fun to watch growing up.
You need to watch this. You need to watch that after this. It's legendary, but
it is iconic.
You know, actually, that you guys talking about nostalgia music has actually made me think about this question. Actually,
okay.
What's the first album you ever bought?
Album.
I didn't.
Talking CD album before we become complicated.
I'm just gonna make sure I know the name of the album, but I think it was this.
I've always remembered mine. I listened to it on
mine.
Beyond repeat.
It's The Killers. It was The Killers. The one with Mr. Brightside actually on it.
It was McFly, Room on the Third Floor.
God, mine is so different. God, mine is so different. That was Jesus.
That was my first album I bought. I had to make sure it was right because I was like, I knew that was a song on there, but I couldn't remember that was actually the name of the album.
Well, you two know how all over the place my music taste is, right?
Yes.
What would you have said my first ever album was? What kind of music? Bear in mind, it was before I watched anime, so there'd be no Japanese music in there.
For me, it's gonna be pop music. I'm guessing it's gonna be like a pop album. Yeah.
Luke, what do you reckon?
Pop seems like the safe answer, but that's exactly why I don't trust it.
I just think,
you know what? I'm actually gonna start listening to it. Why not? Fucking hell.
Why do I feel it's gonna be something proper weird, like almost like 80s music?
It came out 2010, if that helps.
Oh, okay, then it's not 80s music.
No, I do think I'm sticking with pop. It's gonna be like a UK top 40. Just
Oh, do you know what? No. If you're going to go that route,
I'll stretch it out even further. It was a guy from the UK.
Okay, but that's got rid of what my answer was going to be, because I was going to say it's like, now that's why I call music 82 or something.
I'm going to guess Tiny Temper. I'm going to guess Tiny Temper.
Okay,
Tiny Temper.
It was big in
Tiny Temper's a shout, yeah.
I love Tiny Temper as well. He's one of my albums that I got.
2010.
I can't even.
God, what was happening in 2010?
2010.
So that's FIFA 11.
I also didn't play FIFA.
Which wouldn't be relevant.
We didn't like football back this time. Yeah.
No, I know you didn't. In which that's something we need to talk about later. But we'll get to that.
I have a feeling it's gonna be like a real weird.
I haven't a clue.
What?
Oh, if I sung along to this song right now, I'd give away enough fucking beat.
Is it Macklemore?
Hey, you think it's Macklemore, right?
Because I know you like Macklemore.
Oh, Macklemore's massive for me. Yeah, The Heist is one of my favourite albums of all time.
It's gonna be like a re-one. Like, who was the fellas that did "Party Rock into the House"? And
LMFAO.
Yeah, you give me that.
That's another good shout. To be fair,
LMFAO is a shout.
So Lynn, you're settling on Tiny Temper, Macklemore, and LMFAO. One of those.
That's 2010 vibe. Yeah.
Something like that. Okay, Luke, have you settled on one? Do you reckon?
I've not got a clue.
Oh, actually, I got another one.
Oh, he's got a fourth.
It could be Eminem Recovery.
Not Eminem.
Oh, shit.
I love Eminem, but it isn't that.
Okay.
It was also not LMFAO.
Okay.
What was the other one you said?
Tiny Temper and Macklemore.
Wasn't Macklemore?
It was Tiny Temper.
I'm listening to Tiny Temper right now. It was Tiny Temper Discovery.
Discovery, yeah.
I was fucking obsessed with that album.
He was my favorite. My brother's favorite rapper for ages.
Just looking at the track list now, fucking intro, Pass Out, Illusion, Written in the Stars, Frisky, Miami to Ibiza. Oh, such a song.
A Million Miles. All of his songs with Labyrinth was gutted.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like,
you picked that out the other day, didn't you? That on one of my playlists, didn't you, Nath? You picked out the freaking Tiny Temper song. Should have freaking seen it from that.
Yep.
You picked it out my playlist.
Fun fact: if you'd said Macklemore first, I probably would have settled with it, because The Heist is arguably my favorite album of all time.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Not because it's got the best songs, but it's like I definitely rate stuff weirdly to everybody else in the world, because I don't do it based on the quality of something. I do it based on the point of life I was in and how it made me feel at that time. So Discovery, it opened my eyes to a lot of different shit. Like Miami to Ibiza introduced me to Swedish House Mafia, who was they released one of my favorite songs of all time, Don't You Worry Child. That's a fucking immense.
That's one of your favorite.
That's an amazing song. It's immense.
You're into such
LMFAO, like Sorry for Party Rocking was a decent song. Party Rock Anthem was nuts for its time. You know,
obviously as well.
It was good, but it wasn't. It wasn't
able to. Well, it's probably better than parts.
And the mad thing is, they were uncle and nephew, which is mad.
And they hate each other.
Oh yeah, drama. But the thing is, like,
one would have been a good guess for a random one, like male around that time. Example.
Oh,
yeah.
Example.
What was his album he released back then? Because there was another. That would have been my second.
He did Black and White, which I think
it was Playing in the Shadows. That was that I bought that album.
Kickstart's the one. Always remember.
Was that before the album? No, that was on the EP after it. Because he had
that time frame. I think. Are you humming what I think I'm humming, Lynn?
What? Yeah. It was. What is it?
You trying to say the love kickstarts again? I was trying to sing it too much.
Okay, no, I thought you were humming someone else because I was about to say, like, talking of that time period, I'm thinking like LaRue. Like, I thought you were freaking humming going in for the kill for a second.
You know what? If one of you had turned around and said Adele, I probably would have said sure.
Yeah, Adele was obviously so big.
Because I've always
I didn't like her back in the day.
Mate, her songs were so depressing. It was great. Mate, Tinty Strider was good as well.
That's such a cool time period, wasn't it?
N-Dubs. When I hear Tinty Strider, I always hear N-Dubs straight afterwards.
Artists back then, like.
Oh, they ruled everything back then. Tiny Temper was worldwide. Example was immense. This is all before the likes of
Worldwide. Mr. 305. Mr. Worldwide. I heard Worldwide and it's like.
Mr. Worldwide.
No, I can't stand that, man.
Mr. 305.
Cannot stand his music.
Mr. Worldwide.
Jesus Christ.
Not much.
You know what? I'm putting an example on that. Why not? Skies Don't Lie. What a song. Mate, mate. The thing is that I am the kind of person, well, though, like, if someone has one good album, I don't really consider them that good. Other than that, like Tiny Temper, I listened to Discovery, loved it, but I didn't listen to anything else because I didn't like it.
I think he had two good albums. The one after was okay as well, I think.
Like example, I'm listening to Playing in the Shadows. That was great, but anything after it was a bit meh. Like, he had the good EP here and there, but he very much just went to shit a little bit, to be honest. Like, now,
example, he just does like a lot of podcasts now, doesn't he? Example.
Oh yeah, he just talks about stuff. That's all he does. But it's like
same with Professor Green. Do you remember him?
Professor
Green. I'm trying to think of like people from around that time, like
Professor
Chipmunk.
Green.
Professor
Chipmunk.
Green, he more or less stopped after having a kid, didn't he, and getting married. He very much just didn't bother anymore because he didn't need to, did he? None of them need to do anymore.
What a mad time period that was. That was like
mate, they were all
school for me.
UK rappers ruled everything back then, near enough.
Yeah.
They had everything. Whereas now it's like, I remember grime was a big thing a few years back. Now I don't hear it anywhere.
Stormzy in it.
Stormzy in it, bro. Yeah.
It was Stormzy, obviously.
The only time Stormzy gets brought up now is when Maya Jama walks outside door.
Skepta. There you go. That was quite big.
Skepta. I'm about to say Skepta's another one.
There's another one. Jesus.
Bugsy Malone, and I'm trying to think of another one. I don't know. I'm not on one. It was never big on grime, to be honest.
Nah, I can't. I don't like
that. Grime is not really my scene.
Grime's just rap without the music.
The only thing I associate with grime is Stephen Tries.
Oh, fucking hell.
When Stephen Tries went big, it was How to Be Stormzy.
Right.
Yeah, I remember.
Love that.
I remember that. Yeah.
That I remember as the first video I watched.
He actually
straight in.
He did the style of comedy that George Clark now does on TikTok. The really awkward white guy, posh guy in the middle of a park kind of music. So I mean, and it's the same with that Isaac guy as well. They're all doing the same thing Stephen Tries did nearly a decade ago.
The trying to make you.
It's not a decade.
Public
it's not a decade for Stephen Tries.
What, 2014? He was it 2014, 2016?
No.
Sure.
No, this is like 20, at least 2016 at a worst. Hang on, let me just find out. Stephen. Alright, Stephen Tries.
Let's do the Stormzy one because that's probably the one I probably saw.
Yeah, How to Be Stormzy.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2017, but I think it was between 14 and 16.
How to Be 7 years ago. Oh, my life.
So 2017 then. So a year higher than I thought, to be fair.
Yes, 17.
Oh my
God.
That's what I mean. Like, time has fucking moved. Like, guys, let's not forget. You two are... No, hang on. I'm going to fuck it up. Hang on. You're 28 this year. You're 28... No, 27 this year.
I was
26 this year.
You're 26 this year. Oh, yeah, same with me then, yeah.
We're the same age.
Yeah, I forget we're the same age.
I was 20 when that came out.
I was...
19.
Yeah, so... I'm letting Lynn do the math. I don't have to worry about it. I'm like, yeah, Lynn will say it.
Oh, that hurts me. That hurts me to know this.
Well, you know what? While Luke is in pain, you know what I'm going to mention, which I don't know if it'll cause more pain or ecstasy. Yeah. Have we ever spoke to you about the similarities between me and Luke?
Okay. Didn't know it's scum. Alright, cool. That works.
Well,
to the point where we've said it's always dead creepy.
I think naturally you are quite similar. Obviously, we know now you share the same birthday as well.
There's a lot of stuff.
I know that one.
A lot.
There's a lot.
But
like even day-to-day shit, like other than interests and hobbies, which we've discovered over time, we've ended up shouting fuck off to each other because it ends up becoming similar. Even shit where, like, let's say I pack Fede Valverde tomorrow, right? Is it tomorrow, right? He'll pack it on Friday.
It was during Black Friday that stuff was happening a lot.
Are you saying you guys are synchronous?
It got to a point where it was scary. It was getting really weird.
If I scroll back to Black Friday...
Yeah.
The amount of players where I do something and then it happened to Luke. He'd do something and it happened to me. Then the similarities in shows, the similarities in like music taste, I don't think anywhere close because I'm all over the fucking place. So I'm going to hit a mark somewhere for everybody.
I'm typing
if I
get out or fuck off into our DMs to see if I
can
find a thing.
There's a lot of get out and fuck off or no way. To the point where it's kind of freaky. Like the 4th of November
the word
as
stop
weird as
might
it is.
do it. The word stop's going to be a good shout, I reckon.
I reckon over like 20 different results. Probably. I can't even minimize my Discord to check since it's recording it. No,
Nice.
It got to a point where like we try not to look for anything else now because there's too much. There's way too much.
Oh my god!
Like what day was Black Friday? What? Like end of November?
Something like that. Yeah, end of November, start of December. I'd say.
It's literally twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
Except a year and a bit separating us.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
All right, we're now towards early December. Who was the players we were packing?
And you kept on packing the same players.
Oh yeah, like he'd submit Bellingham into an SBC by accident and be devastated about it.
I did do that. No, I did. That's a painful. Cheers for the reminder.
Wait, you did play them all? Oh,
no, his normal Bellingham.
Oh,
because he never had the chance to upgrade him. Because he put his
normal
on him.
That was quite an expensive one, wasn't it?
Yeah, when I don't know how it happened. It always happened within a day or so of each other. Like packing the same player once a year as another person. Yeah, fair. But one after another, it got to the point where it was like even icons, special cards. They were like, how's this happening? This is weird.
Also, we're just really able to get like another like stuff. It's more just like actually just guessing stuff right. Like like what you getting from this 284s and an 85, suddenly bam 284s and 85 show up. Like we were doing stuff like that.
Yeah, that was quite funny to be fair.
Oh.
To be fair, one of these days we'll have to get a full list of all the similarities and do a pod episode on it because I can reckon you can do the whole thing because some of it's kind of freaky deaky a little bit. It's I like mine and his like similarities. I think it's not normal. But I'd say it's almost like, I won't say it's similar, but it's almost in the same sort of vein as like you and James. Because obviously I met James and then met him through you. And obviously I've seen how you two have progressed over the years. And obviously you're both somewhat similar to how you were 4 years ago, but how you address things is so differently.
Oh, but like we have me and James we're same, but we're very different at the same time.
Yeah, I was more meaning like the way you have an outlook on things. Like it used to be very not insultingly like this, but very naive a little bit. The pair of you.
Wait.
As in like you used to let people get away with stuff in chat. You used to do anything and anything at times. I remember when I think you and him played first time. Well, one of the first times I met you when you played. I think it was an online game together, and it was in VC with like everybody. Like I remember Jordan, George, Stephen, everyone in VC for a shooter game. I can't remember the game. I think it might have been COD. And it was fucking chaos. I remember listening to it because I was only a listener. And you two were so pressed. It was fucking great.
What, like angry what they were saying?
No, you were just frustrated because you didn't like what they were saying. And you couldn't tell them to knock it off or not. Because obviously, it's one of those weird things in it, dynamics with streaming.
Well, that's what made me stop going on. Like,
that's what I mean. Like, I've never minded doing VC while streaming. It just depends on the person. Because if I go on VC with someone and let's say they say something absolutely outrageous, and I'm like, "Why the fuck have you?" Oh, did I freeze again? I froze again.
Oh, what a very incomplete moment again.
Oh god,
that's fine. I just switched the other camera. That's fine. I need to be over this way now. Yeah, it's like I don't mind doing VC to a degree, right? But if I know someone says something outrageous and I'm friends with them, I can then hold them accountable for it. But if it's a random person, I'm like an audience member, all you can do is ban them.
Well, that's what happened with when I first did clubs years ago. That's what happened.
I remember. I think I took part like 3 or 4 times because then I just stopped playing. I think FIFA altogether. But I remember those days and people were less than kind. To be fair.
I mean, they're just saying stuff like you just shouldn't be saying.
Yeah. I think I think it's and this is, by the way, this isn't a hit. You don't worry. But this is how I know for a fact you haven't watched all the podcasts, right? Me and Luke called you and James out the other week.
Shit, no, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh yeah,
I need to catch up with you.
And we're not talking last week, so we're talking like 2 weeks ago.
It's probably a month ago.
Yeah. We were saying a certain.
That's both out.
Yeah, both of you, because it's in the same
Oh yeah,
thing.
no, we told him. Like I told him what we called him out for
yesterday. Yeah, now it's your turn. No, it wasn't yesterday. It was fucking Sunday.
It was
so
Sunday.
Obviously, you both like to call everything series, but this was technically a series because it was consistent, but it's not. GTA. Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
With VC.
Bring back like voice chat GTA. Because do you know what? This podcast basically started from that.
That's how me and Luke started talking.
Like, that's how we found out we shared a birthday and everything. From there, we stayed in a call after the GTA session ended. And then just started talking.
And we've been mates.
In which, honestly, like, that seems to be how things just start with me.
So basically, we romanticized your guys.
Oh yeah, from me having a failed podcast of you and James, which one of these days I need you both on there to talk about.
Filled.
Right, hang on. Don't get me into this without James here, because I'll lose my fucking shit at it otherwise. That podcast failed for a lot of reasons.
I've heard what Nate said, but that's about it.
It's failed for a lot of different reasons, that did.
Streaming, first of all. Streaming did ruin it.
I think it was more of, I wanted to be heavy relied upon for the pod. I wanted to do everything. But then I started going, you know what? I want you and James to do something. And then I realized instantly I should have stuck to the one thing. Yeah. Not because it was anything against you guys back then, but I think it was the fact that I wasn't mature enough to go, right, they can't do it. I need to keep doing it myself. Because back then I was like, right, I'll let you guys do it. I think I can't remember what it was. I think I said one of you do like editing and then someone else do the other thing. I don't remember. It was fucking 4 years ago, like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think I was just so happy about doing a pod that I didn't realize that it was going to be annoying as shit. And yes, the live stream aspect was just shit. Should never have happened at all. There should be live specials, never a full episode though. Like now we've been at it for an hour and 28, right? If we had a chat with this, we'd be fucked. We wouldn't be able to talk about half this shit because people would be either, oh, it's not entertaining, that's boring, I want it off.
Yeah, you just get suddenly someone go and chat, say something, and then we'd react to it, and then that would just derail everything as well.
Exactly, you'd lose the train of thought.
That's what happened.
Yeah, it happened.
The thing is, like, to take it back to when we were talking about the GTA sessions, like, this isn't the first time that suddenly me and a voice chat led to me and a podcast. Like, me and Mers met essentially because of Chufter's Patreon nights.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I thought that's how we first. In person.
So right, no, we didn't know each other in person. No, I don't know Brad or Mers in person. Never met him. But
you wouldn't think so. I literally thought because you three bounced off each other so well. I literally thought you knew each other in person.
No, we I don't know if they've met. I assume they haven't, but no, I don't think we've ever met. So essentially, what happened was a mixture of 2 different streamers. It came from me being in Catgun Tom's YouTube streams, is where Brad met me. And then it was a Chufter's Patreon night. I think it was F1. I wasn't able to play F1, but I was in the call. And yeah, Mers stayed afterwards. Found out I was an Arsenal fan that day and still got on with him, which that's impressive.
That's impressive, yeah.
Liverpool.
But yeah, we just started talking after that. And then suddenly, I don't even know how it just shot from that to suddenly, like, yeah, we'll do content. Like, me and him did content. Like, I did a video of Brad on his channel. Yeah, so basically, Mers and Brad had series. So I didn't have a series. I was just a streamer. I didn't really do anything on YouTube. Fitting the same. I'm basically in that scenario now. I don't really make content. I'm not even a streamer yet. But essentially, it was him. There was 3 people that made videos of me that eventually got me into making YouTube content. It was Brad with his Foot Eliminator series, Mers with Budget Builder Face Off, and then Manny HD, which I don't know if you remember him at all. Ends very fringe if you do. Like it's.
I think I do remember him. Did he have a beard?
He did have a beard, yes.
I think I've seen a few videos. He might have even, maybe not with you, but maybe with Mez.
So yeah, I know he did videos with Rocco's 11, but anyway, yeah. So them 3. And those sort of got me into YouTube series, and suddenly I had to have my own series. Fun fact, I didn't make anything of that series outside of like designs. Like Brad basically came up with the series, well, I don't know if he came up with the name. Hang on.
Oh.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, literally it was, well, we've both got series. You kind of need a series for your channel. And Brad came up with the idea of the hot, cool, cold.
Silver. Based on a series that you didn't even invent.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like, I might have fine-tuned a couple things, but Brad basically came to me with the concept. Like, I was like, I want it to be kind of like a series, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know what to do. And Brad was like, yeah, you could do this, and like, say with your close in certain ways. And I was like, isn't that a bit similar to what Capcom Tom does? And it's like, oh well, like it is what it is. And yeah, that's how that came born. And then suddenly we all started doing videos together, and it was like, let's make a group. And we were like, okay, cool, yeah, sure. And that's how the FSB Creators became about. So,
well, that leads me to my next question to both of you, actually. What was the? Because from that, what you just said there, Luke, it seems to me like you want to show with content creation. What did you always know at YouTube that you wanted to do content creation at one point? Or is it just very much it just happened?
I'd say it's never been a debate for me. Never been a debate. So, but the thing that has been a debate is, how do I phrase this?
See, this is my podcast now. Let's go.
So I
he's good in the host.
Technically, I've been making videos since 2014. Technically,
yeah.
There's been times where I've made like, I remember there was a time period I was making AMVs for like, I was doing like 4 to 6 of them a week at times, and I was just pumping them out. I remember I paid for Google Ads at one point to get them promoted, and I was doing everything. So I was loving every minute of it. It was around the time I did it before dropping out of uni. I did it after dropping out of uni. There was a stop in between. But I used to do, they're not on YouTube to view, but there's privatized 2014 videos and 2013 videos when I was in high school. And there's an 1.5-hour video where me and a few friends, it had just gone past midnight for a friend's birthday. We had voice changers on with some of the most racist profile pictures you've ever seen, right?
I think you showed me one of these.
Yeah, they said some of the most racist shit you could think of, some of the most horrific shit you could think of, but it was funny because they had voice changers on. That was the whole video.
You put this on the internet now. You cancelled.
People will never find it because it's privatized, and I'm the only one with a copy. So it's
Wayback Machine, mate. Wayback Machine exists.
Go for it. Thankfully, I'm the only one who didn't have a racist picture, so I'm quite happy with that. I was just simply there pissing my head off the whole time, and then
see, I just had to check when my first video was.
All right.
2016 July.
Oh, damn, I was ahead of you. Damn.
Oh, you were way ahead of me. Like my FIFA stuff didn't start until. Like when was my first FIFA video?
Mine was like 2018, maybe 19.
See, I've got.
Okay, that's not a FIFA video. That's my brother. So if we're going off of that, that would have been FIFA 18 scripted, and then just loads of stars. It was a goal my brother conceded on his PlayStation account. So technically, that's my first FIFA video, but it's not mine. It was my brother uploading from his console. Bear in mind, older brother as well. Outside of that, it's heated head to head. From 2 years ago.
Sorry.
March 8th, 2021.
I've just got
Jesus.
I've just got my phone back, right? Because obviously it's been used as a camera. It turns out it's on 8%. That's why it gave up. I've just seen a here we go on Twitter, which is really random. Henderson to Ajax.
Oh yeah, no, that's
seen that.
been confirmed for a little bit.
Yeah, no, as in it got here we go, like an hour ago.
Oh, I see that's happening.
Which means
turns out I really need to update my banner if I actually plan to upload to YouTube again.
Oh God, why is it?
It says FIFA 22 content on it.
FIFA 22.
Raw.
Like the banner goes LHS player reviews, FIFA 22 content by Twitter and my Twitch.
Hey, I'm trying to see if
so just a little bit out of date.
That's crazy.
I definitely didn't make videos for like the beginning of FIFA 23 through to like January. But to answer the content creator question, it always something that fascinated me. I always wanted to, didn't think I was capable. Like,
oh really? So it was a
I'm normally this shy, like legitimately me around new people. I just sort of throw up. I said this last week, I think, but I throw up a wave. I just stay quiet. Like the first time I meet someone, like really shy, quite. Like I'm trying to get better at that because I find it really just slightly holds you, minorly, just actually holds you back a little bit when trying to make friends and or try and like actually get a girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
really difficult when you're just really shy and quiet in the corner.
So I just said, oh, hang on. I'll wait to see Alex. I'm just trying to get something up.
That's all right. So yeah, like, it was something that I didn't think I'd be able to suddenly react to chat and like be entertaining. And yeah, well, that's up to people to decide whether you're entertaining. I'm not going to say I am. But
wait, so what made you take that leap of faith? Because that is a big thing from not being like that in person to getting on a camera and doing videos.
So I didn't have camera at first, but then Forza videos, like the whole thing was basically so I could get the audio of the borderline like edgy stuff. Well, not borderline edgy, borderline racist stuff people were saying in the freaking chats, like the banter that people were having back and forth. Get that on Twitch and sort of then got off. I didn't get many from that, but it was. Yeah, when I started playing FIFA and the likes, and then suddenly I was like, get a cheap webcam, 20 quid, like just something, and just try and grow. Like it felt like it was helping in terms of my confidence, just being able to suddenly speak to no one, like, but also actually speaking to people. Really weird. Like it's really weird, but it's a confidence booster. Because if you feel confident just talking to nothing, but you've got a chat there. But there's no one technically bouncing back off you. You're just talking at a camera. Like, if you can do that, like, it's removing the pressure almost of, like, just talking to, like, in normal life. Like, the worst thing I find, like, the thing that I hate, which is why I struggle to talk to people, like, that are new, is I don't want to say the wrong thing. Like, I overthink things so much in my head that I'm like, oh, how do I lead with a conversation starter? Oh, I don't want to say the wrong thing and then it's awkward the rest of the night. I'll wait for them to talk to me and then I can gauge what they say. If they say something here, like I can go, oh yeah, no, I know about that, yeah, and suddenly we've got a common ground. Like I found the thing that if I'm going to talk to someone about something, I'm going to go, hi, I cook sometimes. And then show them a couple pictures of me cooking. Like, I'm somewhat knowledgeable on cooking, sort of know what I'm doing on that, and I'm like, okay. A lot of people, like, will understand food look good, food talk.
Good.
And I can just get that as a groundwork and then figure out stuff from there. Like, that's where I sort of try and build up from. Like, that's my... If that goes nowhere, then, oh yeah, I'm just quiet in the corner again.
Wow. So, well, yeah.
I think anyone that knows me knows I'm very, very good at talking to nothing. Like I can talk, but even when I'm not streaming, no camera on, no mic, no call, I'm talking to myself. Because and that isn't anything to do with streaming. It's how I've always been. Even if it's down to, I don't know, a lack of friends growing up at times, or I don't know, fucking bullying shit or something that kicked it in. I don't remember when it first started. I know it was when I was a kid. I remember I used to just, whenever I played a game, if I did something wrong in the game, or I fucked up in the game, I'd have a go at myself. But it isn't like, oh, for fuck's sake, why have I done that? It'd be like, come on, Nathan, do something different than that. Why have you done that? You could have done this, could have done that. When it's myself who's done the own thing. So I never used to actually be able to separate myself as a person. I always used to make myself as two people. I don't know why. Even when I'm doing streaming now, or talking to someone on a call, or I'm making a video, I'm never really talking to like the camera at times, or the other person. I'm sort of just acting as if myself is the camera. And I'm just talking backwards and forwards. Like even when I had a look at the YouTube studio here, my first, how many videos is that? I don't know. My first 9 videos were 9 years ago. You had Gary's Mod Prop Hunt. I tried to do the Stick of Truth for South Park. I did Death Run in Gary's Mod. I did a 5-minute video called Pedo Bear is Coming. Now, if you played Gary's Mod, you know there's a mode where there's a guy called Pedo Bear that runs after you and tries to kill you. Then it was South Park 3 more times, and then I took a 4-year-long break from YouTube. And then I came back with, I mentioned this before thingy, I did a Twitch stream on Skyrim, which I uploaded for 46 minutes to YouTube. I did an hour and a long stream on Fortnite, another hour stream on Fortnite, and then Apex. And then I just did a bunch of AMVs, and I've got random videos just over the last few years. So I've always been making random videos since 2014. Like I've never been that kind of person where when I was growing up I was like, I want to be like this YouTuber, I want to be like that. Just don't wrong. The lifestyle appeals to everybody. It always does. The idea of sitting home making your videos in an office and you benefit that way, that always like sparked an interest in me. But it was more of I wanted to replicate what the likes of the Yogs cast did for me growing up and stuff like that. But I always saw the Yogs cast as like a genuine group, and they were always just, it was improvised shit. The minute I found, I shit you not, I could hand-heartedly, the minute I found out they were scripted, stopped watching.
That feels like that feels like me with Achievement Hunter.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like similar levels.
Yeah.
I think we touched on that for a fair bit of like James was with Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter, etc.
Yeah.
They were the two I watched growing up, was Rooster Teeth and Logscast.
So I feel
Hunter
would be
never
slightly
scripted though. That's why I was happy about that.
Mm.
They did in later
I feel
years,
we'd be
not the beginning.
slightly annoyed at ourselves if we didn't touch on the elephant in the room. We have 2 Man United fans and a Spurs fan here. Like we were gonna wait a little bit to bring this up, like wait until it wasn't a guest week, but seeing as you're both United fans, we kind of have to touch on that result 2-2.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, it's a bad result. It's a worse result for you than it is for us. '100%. It's shocking anyway.
Even though we were at home, 100%. Were we?
I was about to say, coming back from behind twice, like good goals from Rashford and Højlund. They pulled great finishes out, but for us to have the strength to away from home pull back the result twice.
Yeah, well, I mean that's
some key players missing still.
That's usually the opposite of us though. We're usually the ones going behind and having to drag a result back. It was the first time I swear as stats said at half time, it was the first time we'd led this season was against you guys.
Home and away. It don't matter
awful.
if you're home or away against us. Like,
it's a big team.
I think any team can beat us. Any team can beat us.
We're one of the easiest teams in the world to play.
The thing is as well, like with regards to it, you have that stat that you've not lost a game that you were winning at halftime or something like that for God knows how long.
That was the game where I thought we might lose it.
So,
but yeah, with how we had certain people out, I'm happy with the result still. Like with being a draw, like without a Kulusevski, without a Maddison, without a Son, without a Saul, without a Basuma, we're missing a lot of the creativity that would have hopefully created more.
You would absolutely.
I feel even if we had, say, Kulusevski,
I think it would have been the same. I think 2-2 still stands.
Like Kulusevski instead of Johnson, I think, like we might have been able to get that little bit more creativity. It's not that I don't rate him, but that game was a bad game. Like his attitude stank that game as well. Like he was.
And to fair, Pompaseka left back. I know he made some good tackles, but you can tell he's not.
I don't know why Delow didn't go there. It made no sense why you should have started.
Weird tactical decision.
It was to try and lock up whoever's there, and it worked. But again, we sacrificed anything else going on the right side.
We sacrificed a good left foot.
Yeah, 100%. Like I don't know. I feel like until we get, I don't think United's season can start until Martinez and Casemiro are back. Actually, no, rephrase.
Martinez
until Martinez is back. Because can we have Casemiro till November?
Yeah.
So Linda, ask your opinion on Ten Hag, because obviously I know a few people are asking for his head. Do you think that you should see till the end of the season, then you reevaluate, or?
Yeah, we don't sack.
About to say, because there's not really any managers available.
That's the argument I have. There's no point sacking him unless
Mourinho's available now.
No, but you don't want that.
Actually, you've mentioned it now. There's links of him going back to us or Chelsea. Do you think right? This is a madness to say this out loud, right? He was the best we've done since Sir Alex, right? He's the best I've ever seen for United, right?
Care.
Right.
I don't think him at Chelsea works.
He did that. No. He'd kill Chelsea worse than this.
The whole thing with Mourinho. When you see Mourinho teams, he normally likes to have a bit of money to come in. Mm-hmm. He'll get some experienced players in. So with us, he got Perisic in as an example. Yeah. I believe he brought Perisic in. Could be wrong on that.
He got his Matic.
Might have been Conte actually. The more I think about it, might have been Conte that brought him in. Mm. But he has experienced players around, and he wants immediate success. That's why he gets the experienced and current players in. The fact that Chelsea have a entirely future-based product,
he'd be fucked.
Like I think their third oldest player is Ben Chilwell at like 25, something like that. It's Thiago Silva at like 37.
Yeah.
Then it's Raheem Sterling like at say 28, 29 sort of region. Then I think it's Chilwell.
That's crazy.
This is a mad thing to say out there, right? I've been thinking about this since he got sacked. So I don't think he deserved to be sacked from Roma. The results weren't that bad. They're ninth, right? It's 1 win in 6, right? The Roma fans hadn't turned on him for his third season, right? Mm-hmm. And we've all witnessed it. The fans turn on him at that time, right? They never turned on him because they've never had it that good. So for Roma to suddenly have a big expectation of, oh, we shouldn't be ninth. 1 win in 6 is horrific. That's the main thing I think they probably sacked him for, right? And he was asking for more money and they were having issues for him and players. That made like him and Renato Sanchez.
Oh, apparently he fell out with the owners as well, didn't he?
Yeah, so the American owners are the reason why he was sacked. They didn't like his attitude and threw him out. But the difference is, he was the best they've had. United, it was the best we've had. Like, Spurs, he was on the verge of being the best they've had. Now, if he had maybe the backing at United, I
still can't believe this Spurs sacked him actually before. There's
a lot. There's a lot of
the way I view that as he was a scapegoat for the whole Super League.
Of all times, to sack Mourinho.
He was a scapegoat for the Super League, I believe. Like he was trying to deflect.
I've just realised this. I spoke to Archer about that cup, right? And I said to him, if he'd been kept, you win that trophy. He was like, how do you know that? I was like, he is a serial cup winner. He would have got you closer than you would have. I know obviously you had Ryan Mason, so it makes sense why you didn't get it. Even then, that manager in charge of a cup final for you guys, he would have dragged you. He would have put fucking 6 at the back and got a goal.
Yeah, but remember, this is City we're talking about. This isn't like it's some team like an Arsenal from then, or maybe someone like a United of that time where they're not. But this is City we're talking about. But this is 2021 City we're talking about.
Yeah, but the thing I'd say on that is, on a normal scale, right? You put on, like, let's say you put, I don't know, Poch still in that scenario, right? Mm-hmm. It's like a 80% chance they're winning, 20% you. Mourinho alone drags that to 50.
Oh yeah, he drags the odds up. I'm not going to say he doesn't drag the odds up. The fact you're saying he wins that final, I'm like,
I do think
you need to hold that.
I do
because you need to realise Mourinho with Roma. Lost a final.
And he also won.
He lost it to Sevilla. Here's the thing. You talk about it. This Sevilla team is crap now. Yeah, Sevilla are crap this year.
He lost a final.
So he's lost to a poor Sevilla side.
Oh yeah.
That managed to have the fact they're really good in the Europa League. That's what happened. They're Europa League specialists. He's a cup final specialist. Pep is just a specialist.
Yeah.
The fact that the things that beat him in finals, I feel Pep would have beaten him in the final because it's similar to Sevilla in Europa League finals. City and the League Cup are basically synonymous.
No, yeah, I do see what you mean.
They win that at least every second year they win it.
basically at the minute, yeah.
But the thing is,
like you won it last year, and they're not winning it this year because they're out because of, I think it was Newcastle.
Yeah. Newcastle. Yeah.
But that might be the longest spell they've not won the League Cup since the takeover.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Like I think that's an actual stat. I'd have to be well, not since the takeover because that was like that might be too early.
Yeah, because we won the League Cup under Mourinho.
Small trophy for a small club, you know what I mean?
Because we won the League Cup under Mourinho when Pep was there.
Yeah, they probably won it both sides of that.
Yeah, and this is the thing, and both. And I'd argue that. I still honestly think Mourinho wins. I think it would have been a close match, but maybe Pep wins in the end still.
I mean, it's a 1-0 anyway.
Yes, what I mean. So I think Mourinho makes it closer. I don't know how much closer, but I back him because unlike other managers who've left United, he's never really slated us. He's never really ever said anything off cuff. And I don't know about other football fans because I've only been following this shit since 2014. I actually really respect that, like, more than most things. Like, if a manager doesn't slate the club for some reason, they stay highly in my books. Same with players. Like, Bastian Schweinsteiger didn't do anything for us. But when he got exiled by Mourinho, you saw the fans, Lind. Everyone loved him for no reason. Even now, he posts about Man United every single time. But he did nothing, though, did he? He did absolutely... As a signing, he was shit.
He was unlucky with injuries and stuff.
Yeah, but it was the same year we got, like, Schneidlin and Darmian. No, it wasn't. Darmian was years after, because I think that was Mourinho. Yeah, so it would have been something... It was like when we had fucking Varela and stuff at the back in the Van Gaal era.
No, Van Gaal got Darmian.
Was it actually? Oh, so I was right then?
Yeah.
Oh, fair then. Yeah. Like... The thing is, like, I fell asleep watching Van Gaal football. Couldn't stand it. Even when we won something, couldn't stand it.
When he fell asleep on the sideline demonstrating a dive.
That was funny. That was good. That was a good moment. I like that. But then
I think both of them have not my cup of tea of style football, but they had a style.
But Mourinho made us more of a joke than insulting us because he had the whole respect moments. He had a few of those where he kicked off at the media. They're legendary moments, but it became about him.
I'll ask you this, Lynn, because this is something Nath said the other week. And I want to make sure, correct me, Nath, if I misquote you here. Mourinho had better moments in terms of off-the-cuff interviews at United than Chelsea, I believe is what you said, Nath. Correct me if I've misquoted that. But you said something along those lines that he had more of them, I think you said.
I think he said he had more, like, I think he... What did I say? I think
he had more iconic moments than he had at Chelsea.
I think so, yeah. Interview moments.
I think what you said.
It might be level, but I think I did say it was more. These days.
You definitely said it was more because I remember being like, I can't remember if he said more or better.
Obviously, he had the physio moment on the sideline. He obviously had the special one moment in the interviews. For us,
the special moment alone.
Prefer not to speak.
Yes, that.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
The hiding behind the curtain hat trick at West Brom, like, or Stoke even. I remember that. Like, don't get me wrong. He probably had more because he was longer there, but I feel like he had more iconic ones at United. But that might be just me being biased, to be fair, or not paying attention.
Because we watched obviously United more.
Yeah,
he had more Chelsea. He had two spells at Chelsea as well.
Actually, maybe I should change. Maybe it was more viral moments.
I'd still say Chelsea.
Social media at the time wasn't really a thing when he was at Chelsea, except for the second period.
Yeah, true. I don't know.
Like, if we're talking viral, social media existed when he was at United, and it existed for the second stage at Chelsea, which wasn't as
his time at United. It's like it's just more the negative stuff in it, and his relationship with Pogba. Like, that's what got the most.
Fucking hell, yeah, I remember that. And he was
talking
right
to people
Pogba.
And Pogba, freaking Graham Souness.
Right. Sorry, Pogba. I need one of these.
Graham Souness and Pogba. Where's Pogba in all this?
Pogba was fucking shit. I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't.
No,
yes,
where's Paul Pogba in all this?
He wasn't.
Lynn,
he wasn't.
Come on, man. Hang on.
I disagree.
In your eyes, then, when was he not shit? I swear to God, if you say the second,
I don't think he had a lot of shit games, but I think...
No, he had a lot of shit seasons. He had maybe half a good season when he ended with like all those goals because he was scoring fucking penalties. And yes, the argument can then be used for Bruno Fernandes because I have said he's immense. But the difference is, Bruno can drag a team at times. Pogba never did that once. Pogba was interested in Pogba. Pogba, when he joined us, was a prospect on the verge, on the best. He's just shaking his head, he doesn't agree with me. Because name me one season where you go,
I had no sympathy
wow.
for Pogba now because obviously what's
Which means
happening
that means those potential good season you're thinking of, he was drugged up.
Well, we don't know that.
Come on. He wouldn't have started it a year ago.
We can't just say that.
Right. If you deep it, before United, he was one of the best. And everyone said, oh, it's the system. It's where he played. He had Vidal next to him, Pirlo and all this, blah, blah, blah. He went to United, stunk.
And then in
Absolutely
2018,
stunk.
what did he do? In 2018,
Fuck all for us.
Yeah, but he won a World Cup with France. He's not
So
a bad
did
player.
Lloris. What's your point?
What's your point? Meaning that we're as much to blame as Pogba is.
Right. He can only do what he can do on the pitch. United can't control him on the pitch.
He got very unlucky with injuries as well.
Because he was drugged up.
Maybe the case. We don't know that. I'm just saying.
He to me is in the same bracket.
If you want this podcast to survive, you need to start using the word allegedly. You need to start chucking that word in here.
You know what? Fine. Allegedly, he was drugged up. Other than that, I'm going to throw him in the same bracket as Lingard, fucking Sancho, and who else had a stinky fucking attitude?
Di Maria.
I never saw Di Maria, so I don't. He probably did. I didn't see any of Di Maria.
I mean, have you not seen him like take the piss out of you ever since?
He never wanted to be at the club.
I saw him at the PSG when he held the bottle moment and at us, and I was pissed at him, even though I'd never
he
saw him
didn't want to
play.
leave Real Madrid, that's why, and they forced him out.
Yeah, but at the same time, fuck him. Don't use us as the fucking bouncing place. Just go somewhere else. You could have gone anywhere else. He was one of the best players in the world at the time, from what I heard. So he could have.
Yeah, he won them the Champions League final.
Exactly. So
like
Money talks.
2014.
Like he went elsewhere and did immense and did fuck all for us because attitude stunk. So I'm not too fussed. Like the reality is, certain players for United will work hard and do fuck all. Lingard worked hard at times and did fuck all at times.
The quality's been missing.
The thing is, you say for years, right? The quality because you saw good.
Yeah.
So my perspective of Pogba is probably more warped than yours because I've only ever seen bad. So me seeing how good he was at Juve, come to United for the first time in my eyes and stink.
He didn't just stink though when he first come through at United. He was actually really
decent.
He looked really, really decent and promising. Yeah, he wasn't a midfielder that tried to team.
Really decent. And Herrera was better than he was at United. I'm sorry, he was.
He was more consistent, but different type of midfielder.
But yeah, so different. Like Pogba had a hell of a play style on him. Like the way he pinged the ball, the way he ran past people, the way he held up a ball. But he fucked about too much. And he did my head in.
Oh yeah, he's got mistakes in him. Yeah, of course he does.
But the mistakes became the regular. He did nothing. Like he had half a season where he was class. Half a season, right? Lingard over when did he make his debut? I saw him around 2014 onwards. So
so what's your opinion on Bruno then in his current moment in time? Because I don't know
Bruno shit at the moment.
As the captain
at the moment, he's taking the piss.
Like for me, like it's just
Bruno from the way he is, from when he first joined to now, has done more than Pogba did. But his attitude in the last 8 months, 9 months has stunk. But he's also pulled us out of shit.
Overall, Bruno was a better signing. I agree.
You can give Bruno 3-4 more years of being shit. He still does more than Pogba. I'm sorry. Like Pogba could play shit and be shit. Bruno can play shit but do something. Whether it's a goal from outside the box or do an assist or
different type of midfielders.
What, box to box, runs all over the place, gets tackles.
No, totally different. I wouldn't compare Bruno Fernandes with Pogba.
You have to. It's like same team, same price tags. Well, actually, no, he was cheaper, to be fair.
I was saying not same price tag.
Yeah, one was way 20 mil hike more expensive and did nothing. Like, you can't obviously compare players direct for direct, but you can compare their impact. And the impact is, Pogba did nothing. Pogba had a better team than Bruno's had. No, you can't disagree with me there.
Yeah, I thought overall.
The defense, probably not. I'd argue Bruno might have had a better defense at times.
It's difficult. It's
because he had Zlatan, for an example, up front. Who's Bruno had up front this entire time? Genuinely,
Rashford.
He's been playing left.
Yeah, Rashford.
Yeah, he had a Rashford that was firing on all cylinders last year.
Left. Yeah, but not striker on the left though. Up front, we've had a broken Martial for 10 years now.
Wout Weghorst.
Worked hard and did fuck all.
Igala.
Igalo
Yeah.
did a bit of both.
Ronaldo, that striker, big Cristiano.
He had a good first year, then stunk.
Yep. So he had a good striker.
Yeah, but then
in Ronaldo,
Pogba had so much more.
But the jobs are sort of
so much more than a firing Ronaldo.
Pogba never played Bruno's position. He didn't play behind the striker. He literally played as a DM.
And he was
in a double.
This I mean, pivot. You can't. As I'm saying, you can compare the impact rather than the stats. Then I guess in that case, Bruno showed
impact,
and did more.
Impact, I still think.
But look who Pogba had next to him.
More than the others.
Pogba had Carrick next to him, who was immense for us.
Yeah.
And he had under Herrera.
Yeah.
Bruno.
When did Carrick leave you?
He retired in
2015.
2017, he retired.
Yeah,
2017.
He disappeared.
We had Matic.
Matic was the heart issues. Yeah.
I'm about to say Matic's the one I'd have probably gone with.
He had Carrick for what? I think he had Carrick for maybe a year. I reckon.
Yeah, if you're saying he had Carrick, it's like for 1 year, and it's the end of his career.
And then he had Matic, who did well for us. Not great, but it was all right.
He did as well as he could done in that position.
He was better than Schneiderlin and fucking Schweinsteiger, but he wasn't great. But
never.
But again, Pogba had Herrera a lot of those years as well.
And then Bruno's had Fred, who was pure work rate.
Yeah, pure work rate above a head of a squirrel, who just kept running about and doing stupid shit. He also had McTominay.
So then, who would you say is better then in terms of that? Then I'm assuming you think Fred's better than Pogba, because at least he runs around and does a lot. Pogba's going to be, I'm assuming you're going to call him lazy.
He had a higher work rate.
Does nothing.
It's like Lynn wants to keep the different thing. Lynn keeps saying different players.
Well, no, but they're the same position. They're playing in a double pivot. No, are we going to sort of go on this lines that Pogba double pivot, Fred double pivot? No.
In that case,
is that there'd be comparative more than Bruno and Pogba.
So in that case, then if you're going to,
there'd be the more direct comparison. Okay. So which one do you prefer?
Fred.
There we go. That's the answer I expected.
Wow.
Because I preferred the work rate of him rather than Pogba.
Wow.
Pogba at times he wasn't in the game. He wasn't though. Like you could. Like,
no, I agree. In a lot of games he wasn't.
A lot of seasons, Lynn. Stop saying game. A lot of seasons.
No, not seasons. Games.
And he made it all about Pogba. It was never about United. It was about Pogba this, Pogba that. And it annoyed the shit out of me. I backed him from fucking day one when he joined United, but the minute I started seeing him stink, I was like, well, annoyed the shit out of me. Luke Shaw had a half a good season before he broke his leg, and it was a horrific injury. I knew he wouldn't come out the same. And then the first, I'd say until Ten Hag, he was scared to run. You could see it. He did not want to pay. He did not want to sprint anymore.
I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, okay, maybe Aldi, yeah. He was scared to run at times. You could see it, couldn't you? He didn't want to run anymore. So he never really got off his arse. Like that whole thing with Mourinho saying he had to play him like FIFA. Like it was true though. He had to force him to run at times. We had Smalling and fucking Rojo half the time. And there's both, as much as they were both shit, they were all right. They were horrific, but they were okay at times.
They had a good buy when he wasn't injured.
Yeah, it's true. Eric Bailly picking fights.
Pre-injury buy was great.
But the problem is pre-injury buy is like 3 games a year. You'd have 3 to 4 games. Great buy. See you next year, mate. And then that'll be about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was something about the Mourinho squad compared to this squad. I don't know. I preferred the vibes around them all.
I think really, if you do players, there's a lot of players in that team that are better, but the structure as well.
I don't think it's structure-wise I'm thinking of better players. I mean, it's just the vibe around some of those players. I just preferred some of them. I don't know why. Like Bruno to Lingard comparison in that time period, because I think we played 4-2-3-1 half the time anyway those days anyway. Yeah. So they'd be the comparison. So obviously Bruno's better, but Lingard under Mourinho at times was ridiculous. But he was still overall shit.
In that Mourinho's second season, Lingard was very good.
He was our second season, I can actually say the whole season, he was brilliant. But the one before it and the one after it, he was shit.
I suppose I still wouldn't have come. It was probably Mata and Mkhitaryan during that period that the Bruno role. Then,
yeah. Because they sort of switched him out, didn't they?
Lingard won't really
Sometimes
that
on the
role.
right,
He was very much
sometimes in the
still
middle.
young, learning his trade.
He was 26.
No, back then he was like 22, 23.
He's 31 now, so I'd say he's 26.
But
Lind. I'd say.
I think Mourinho.
No, remember he had his youth phase for about 10 years.
Yeah,
Lingard was young player of the year for about 50
and this isn't me
straight.
shitting on him. I think he was 25, 26. That's why
I remember him winning the FA Cup when he was 23. So yeah, it would have been 25 then.
25, 26.
Yeah, there you go.
So this is the thing people use of Rashford at the moment. He's still learning his trade.
Well,
they're 25, 26. They're grown men at this point.
Yeah. All right, that's fair.
They're heading towards their prime.
He was never a starting player.
What under Van Hal or Mourinho?
For Mourinho, he was for a little bit.
Mourinho, that second season, he started most games. I'd say
he was very.
Because obviously he had to fit Mkhitaryan at times. Then obviously he put Mata in, and then obviously when he got rid of Mkhitaryan, Mata near enough started.
Yeah, because Alexis Sanchez stank.
And Sanchez, yeah.
That was Mourinho's probably worst moment, is taking an all-firing Martial and Rashford and killing them both with a Sanchez.
Do you know what? I'll ask one last question, sort of before we probably should end this.
Yeah, true.
But talking of all these right wingers, do you think that that's the missing piece? Like once you get a right winger, things will fall into place. No.
We still,
because obviously that seems to be the main structural weak point at the moment.
Then you could probably stop me when I
say
it.
The reason I say that is because obviously you've had so many injuries. Like that, if we're talking best 11 situation, that's the structural weak point where you go, who's there? Garnacho starting on the wrong side, maybe, or Anthony, or Sancho's gone, but yeah.
Who a chance?
Ahmed Diallo is talking about.
I'd love to see him.
If you said Palestri, I would have killed you. But Diallo, yeah. I would have absolutely ripped right off if you said Palestri.
Oh, he said both. No, he's committed that route.
No, Lind.
He's not running games.
Palestri.
Young Uruguayan.
Palestri. How good he is for Uruguay.
Cool. Pogba was good for France. What's your point?
I mean that they're good players and they need a good
Lind. Man, I love you, but come on. Right, Lind, hang on.
Mate, you're pressing Graham Souness, fucking hell.
No. But the difference is Souness never once backed Pogba. I went to the hill for the man and died on it and then left. The thing with Palestri is, when he has, there's that whole thing, isn't it, of if you're young enough you can play. When you get on the pitch you have to make your impact, right? Diallo
games though.
Has Diallo?
What has Diallo? Well, no.
Exactly. So I'm not saying no to Diallo.
Yeah, Sunderland, though. He did at Sunderland, obviously.
Yeah. So I'm not saying no. So is Palestri. He played over in the Liga last season. And yet we don't play him still. The thing I say with Palestri and not with Diallo, right, is...
I'd rather Diallo start.
Diallo started a game the other day, didn't he? And he looked all right. He didn't look great. He looked tidy on the ball, did the simple things well, played well, cool. When Palestri has come on, and he's had 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, that kind of shit, right? He just looks way too much like I need to do something for me. Never like I can't remember which game it was. I think I was talking to Luke at the time when he had a chance to score a goal in one game and an assist in another one, and he fucked it up twice because he was trying to score himself.
I was trying to think of that game. I feel it was the FA Cup, League Cup maybe.
Where he had a chance to pass it to someone and he went, "Nah, I'm shooting myself," and he fucked it up so badly. And I don't. It's not that I don't rate him. It's just I don't think he should start. I think he's probably going to get a chance at some point because again, we haven't got a right winger now. Anthony's shit. He may as well be a Beyblade. You've got Palestri.
If we were to bring in a right winger,
Palestri's got pace and works hard. Great. That is a good start. Brilliant. He's enthusiastic. I can't fault him for his enthusiasm and wanting to do something. But when you have an easier chance to do something, you need to have your brain and go, I need to do that instead. Garnacho on the right looks better than we've had in years. We've had 2 games of it and he looks great. It's not perfect, but the pace and power on the right side, he looks really good. But it's early doors.
He looks all right.
I'd
rather him on the left.
Yeah, same here, because we've seen more on the left than we've seen on the right.
I think naturally.
I can tell you the game that he missed those chances in.
Oh no, which one is it? Is the Newcastle?
Galatasaray.
I knew it was a game that was going to edge me off. Yeah, it was an important game and he fucked it up.
It was the 90th minute against Galatasaray.
And I've held it since then. Like the thing is, like, you know that whole thing of you said the weakness being the right. If we had our full fit 11 at the moment,
yeah, because you've obviously had loads of injuries. So
if we have like the full fit 11's what? Anana, Shaw, Martinez, Varane, Wan-Bissaka,
or Maguire actually, because Maguire or Varane, because Maguire's had a good season.
It's kind of interchangeable with those two. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Because obviously the other day you said, I know this wasn't on. This is just in a call between me and you. You're like, we've currently got Varane and Lindelof. Like we've been getting through Varane and Lindelof. Because you were disparaging Varane, is why I said Maguire here.
Yeah. Like I think they're interchangeable. You want a bit more pace, you get Varane in. You want probably a better defender, probably the moment you put Maguire in. But then our best midfield's probably what? Mainu and Casemiro. I think Bruno in front of them. Then you've got Rashford on the left, Højlund up front. Who on the right, do you reckon?
You know what? Could you not do this? Hang on. Could you not do something like this with how, say, and you're going to hate me, with how McTominay's been playing? And
you're going to
probably give me that look, Nate.
To God.
So, Mainu and Casemiro, and then McTominay behind the striker because that's where he's naturally drifted to.
I was going to say Bruno on the right.
That's where he's naturally drifted to, and Bruno on the right wing.
No, this Bruno on the right thing doesn't work.
Would that not be a better current situation?
If we play narrow, then sure. But we're not. We're playing wide at the moment. Bruno going wide doesn't work because he cuts in all the time, which means Wan-Bissaka has to go out wide. And he hasn't been awful in recent years under Ten Hag on the right, going forward. But he's not Delo. But Wan-Bissaka's the better player.
That would work.
Yeah, if we did like a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, perfect. I'll happily take that. But again, that means second strike, which means we have to put Rashford at No, I don't want that. So
no, because McTominay likes to play behind the striker because he's been getting so many goals. He's been playing centre mid and naturally drifted into almost an attacking midfield role. So that's what I'm saying. You have basically McSauce play there, Casemiro and Mainu as sitting in.
Double pivot, yeah, single.
And then Rashford on the left, play narrow. So you got him almost as an inside forward. Same with Bruno.
Well, and then Højlund up top. That would
probably be the here and now probably the best 11 you could do without buying a new right wing, say Elise.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like that would probably be your ideal.
If we're 11. About this season specifically right now, if we're to field it tomorrow, then yeah, sure. I'll agree with that. If we're talking beyond this season,
no, obviously not.
No. Yeah. You need another centre back. You need another left back. Another right back.
I still want another striker.
We still need.
In which actually, you could just say Garnacho right wing as it is right now.
Again,
like if we're going to play it normally,
2 games I guess isn't enough to really go. Yeah, going forwards, you're it, man. Like we did that with Rashford though. We needed a left winger, and then Rashford started playing well on the left. We went, yeah, he'll do. Why not? Because our owners at the time were fucking idiots. Going forward, things are so different. Like, we've already put 2 buyback clauses into loans that are probably going to turn mandatory into Hannibal and Alvaro Fernandez, who look like great fullbacks and a great midfielder, but they're not it yet. So if we sell them, I think they can buy them for 20 mil each, but the buyback for both of them, I think, is 35 mil each.
He's gone to Benfica.
So Benfica and who's Hannibal gone to?
Sevilla.
So yeah, again, 2 good clubs to develop the players at. If they develop them and let's say they have a good next few years after if they buy them, we can buy them back for 15 mil more for just developing them. Great. But with Ineos going forward, it's hard to see what's going to happen. And I think...
But that's why we can't sell tonight. We've got to wait till the season's over.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, you got to wait for that. Otherwise, what's going to happen is Ineos are going to go... We sack Ten Hag, say you lose another 2, and realistically it's Potter that comes in. Realistically,
I think it would be Potter. That would
like I know that Radcliffe is like high on him because he tried to get him for Nice.
He did, yeah.
So it feels like it would be Potter would be the one that would get put in.
I think under a good
it might not be the worst thing in the world.
Under a good structure, it works. I think. But the problem is he went to Chelsea in the midst of their worst structure on the planet. Still is their worst structure. They are a fucking... We think our shit's bad. Look at them. You know, like, they're buying players and still doing shit. We're not buying players and doing shit. It's in the same... Sort of...
I don't know whether to say they're doing shit now.
They're temp. No,
they're starting to put stuff together. They're
still highly inconsistent, though, aren't they? They're all over the place still.
Let's have a look at the most...
They're dragging out 1-0s, though, aren't they? So it's one of those where, like, I think once the structure...
Palmer's a baller. I'll take Palmer. He's a baller.
Oh, I'd take Palmer,
yeah. He's class.
They've won their last 3 of Chelsea.
Yeah.
They've won more than us 3.
They've won 3 out of the last 3.
Oh, right, fair. But they had a run.
1-0 against Fulham, 3-2 against Luton, 2-1 against Palace. Like, but they had, not impressive results, but
they had similar form in
results.
November, and they won like 3 or 4 on the bounce, and they just went on a losing streak or drawing streak again. Whereas we just don't seem to be doing one or the other. We seem to be losing or winning. It's not one or the, it's not a draw. I wish we had a fucking. Oh my god, was your game our first draw? No, second draw. Liverpool was our first, I think.
I'm gonna say yes.
And I think Spurs is our second. That's marginal.
Yes, we were your second draw.
We went from not being able to get a result at any of these guys to now we've got draws at 2 of them. I don't know. I think at the moment
all it took was parking the bus entirely against Liverpool 100%. And some like injuries for Spurs
and United.
But yeah, but ours are attacking injuries.
Yeah, to be fair,
is my point. So we were missing our 2 starting midfielders.
Yeah.
Our starting right winger, our starting striker.
Yeah, Bentancur started, didn't you?
So it'd be potentially a 3 at that point, but the way we were starting the season, obviously, when we were unbeaten in the first 10 games, was Basuma Sarr. Yeah, that was the starting 2. Like, obviously, you could say Bentancur would replace, say,
Sarr.
And on it, no, I don't think I'd say Sarr.
Oh, Basuma.
If you look at like ever since he got sent off against Luton, Basuma's not been the same, and I'll say that now.
I remember you saying that.
Like, Basuma's been okay, but he's not been the same guy that was dribbling past people for fun, playing these little flicks inside it. Like, the game against City, I think of, where he sloppily lost the ball, and that's how they got their 3rd.
Yeah.
I think Bentancur is a better footballer.
Oh, yeah, so I'd say Bentancur and Sarr. Like, Sarr is more important to our midfield than Basuma. Because Basuma without Sarr looks a little bit lost.
Kind of like Fred.
Yeah. So I'd say Sarr is more important personally.
Yeah, no, I get that. Like,
so I'd say if I had my ideal 2 midfield like pivot, and then obviously Maddison's attacking midfield, it would be Bentancur and Sarr. It feels like Sarr does a lot more of the, when I say the dirty work, because Basuma like tackles people and gets cards, etc. He'll take the tackles. Yeah, he does the dirty work in terms of just defensive commitment.
Yeah.
Like, he will get stuck in. He's not gonna. He'll get some fouls. He'll get booked.
Yeah.
But I'd say he's more refined in terms of the tackling side of matters.
It's one of those where, like, you haven't really had your full going 11 for the entire season. We haven't had our full fucking squad most of the season. I think we're now finally getting Malacia, I think, still a little bit off. Mason Mount's still the same, but again, that's our backup left back and our midfielder we spent 60 mil on. So we've nearly got the full squad back. Casemiro was back in the squad. Martinez was back in the squad. Martinez even played. I think by the end of January we've got the full 11 back. Maybe, I'd say. I think if we can get injury free to the end of the season, I think we can get maybe top 6. Maybe. It'd be pushing it, but the problem is we need to hang in somewhere on one of the cups. Oh no, we're out of all cups. No, we're not. No, we're in the FA Cup still.
We're in the FA Cup.
Yeah, so I think
we need to face Newport. Sadly, not the mighty Eastleigh.
I still think we'd struggle.
Sadly, it's not the mighty Eastleigh though.
Unfortunately.
They lost 3-1.
Unfortunate. But you know what is unfortunate? This length time.
Yes. That is a mighty edit or a mighty upload.
Please don't make me edit, man. Oh, but the problem is, James's one, I had stuff perfect I could cut out. This one, it's been sound.
About to say, I think this is gonna be a really long upload, and it's just gonna be one of those
for context
really long podcasts.
James's one was 2 hours 2 minutes, I think, right? And there's
a 15-minute period.
There's about a 10-minute period where we sort of James had to go to the toilet, and then we sort of just carry on talking and go, look, we'll go to this point next, this point, and then we'll eventually wrap up, and we did that, and it worked. And then we also had a period in time where I need to cut out like 10 seconds of something. So we had 15 minutes where everyone went to he went to the toilet and we had a break, and then a segment we have.
Didn't even know. I've been needing a wee for all this time.
So have I.
I didn't even know.
Mate, this bottle was up to here when we started. It's now here. I've drank so much. It's ridiculous. But to be fair, I've said this before. When it's good, I don't want to stop. Or when it's one of those where it just flows naturally, there's no issue. You don't really want to stop in that point. Or like we could easily have just gone. We could pause at any moment. I kind of forget there's a pause function on OBS. But it's one of those where no one really wants to go, should we pause for a sec? Because I need to do this, I need to do that. No one's really ever said that. But I think going forward, we might need to. Because if this is what happens with all the guests, then holy fucking shit, to say the least. But, you know, that's 2 episodes and 2 that have been class, to be fair. And we could still probably go on for hours on end, to be fair. But obviously, it is now, to be fair, we did start late, to be fair. James, we started about an hour earlier. But even then, we spent time setting up for ages. This one, we just started off from the go, but we just kept chatting anyway. But no, it's been good, to be fair. It's been good having you, Lind. Very anticipated, to be fair. I know your audience is going to be fucking pissing me off the next few days now. Oh, when's it coming out? Oh my god, how did it go? Fuck off. Let me do it. It's fine. Okay. But it has been good. What are you streaming tomorrow?
I think more Elden Ring.
Oh, tomorrow for them is
lovely.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tomorrow doesn't matter.
Tomorrow for
what are you streaming Friday in a week's time?
Probably Elden Ring. No, it lit.
No, Friday streams. I don't think you normally stream Friday, do you?
No,
it's more just what you feel like.
It depends what I'm doing on Friday, but it could be anything.
Well, you know what? Since we don't know what you're doing, where can they find you so they can be notified of what you're doing?
On Twitch. Under the name Lyndifyde, so what would that be? Twitch.tv/Lyndifyde.
I see it on the screen or in the title episode. You guys.
I'm trying to post on Insta as well, so if you want to catch me on Insta.
So yeah, so we're plugging your Insta, Twitch. Anything else you want to promote?
I mean,
no kick TVs or anything.
You can do my TikTok. TikTok. I'll probably need to start posting again soon on that. I've got 2 accounts.
Do you want us to promote your 20 follower kick account?
Yeah.
Mine as well.
How about shout out to my left toe? That'd be nice. Toe,
yeah. Well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just
the Minecraft builds TikTok as well.
Just so you're painfully aware, I will be typing your left toe in the bio. You've got to know I'm typing. Like Luke knows if you say something, I'm doing it.
Then do it.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
Like
that was a mistake.
James said I wouldn't do something the other day, and I did it. Like I don't hesitate. It's fine.
He just goes bet.
Shout out to all the cool, I don't know, gorillas in the world. I love gorillas.
Those gorillas are going to be listening to this podcast going, thank you, man. We really needed this.
Gorillas, the group, you know, they might say
that's what I saw. Fucking I've just seen the cameras gone blurry again.
It makes sense. It has to happen at the end, to be fair.
But no, it's been good.
You know what? His answer might change, guys, but probably not. Luke, have you got anything at all to promote in the world as the camera is just focused on your hand? As you're right about you.
No.
Yeah, I fucking knew it, little bitch. I fucking knew it. I saw you drop your hand and thought you were going to change it. I thought, this is the one time he promotes it.
The comeback is on.
No. It's a bit at this point.
And next Friday, I don't know if I'm streaming or not. Who knows? I'll probably keep updated on everything in my new server.
See, the word no is simpler than just saying, I don't know, man. I could have been saying that for about 2 months.
You've been saying it for about 9.
Just no.
For about 9, you've been saying it, although. On that point, I hope everyone has a good night. I hope you've enjoyed the pod. Like, follow, all that kind of shit. If you don't, then fuck you. Either way, peace out, guys. Enjoy Lynn's weird-looking disease face. And yeah, we'll see you later.
See you later.
Peace out.